Good evening, and welcome to this week's London's Burning, a story set in the city of Oxford about a group of vampires and kindred society reeling from the exodus and loss of London. Tonight, we are joined by Isaac of the Hakata family of the Harbingers of Asher, portrayed by Nosgavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state.
As soon as Roll20 loads back in.
I had to pick you first, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Almost there.
It's alright, take your time. It's not like we're trying to play a game or anything.
There we go.
Good. Gain our hunger.
Oh.
Xavier Long, the Anarch Brujar, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Same as every week. The Camarilla blood sorcerer premier, Dr. Walter Boyer, portrayed by Triangularity. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You're also hungry tonight. The Camarilla Brujar Armon, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. It's going to be a hungry night. And last but not least, the Camarilla Toreador Rhapsody, portrayed by Groundhog. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You're all hungry tonight. This week, or tonight, the Coterie have received a message from Dolores, saying that she found out who was responsible for the body she found last week, and needs the Coterie in her domain as soon as possible. So they have all gathered there to discuss their night's activities and find out what Dolores has found.
Dolores.
You came as fast as you could. I'm so glad. I found out what's been happening.
Great.
What is... Do tell us, Dolores.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think I found a werewolf.
Rare.
I've locked it in the office.
Werewolf?
Wait.
You locked what?
Yeah, it's weird because
you
you were saying how big and ferocious they are, and this one's human-sized. In fact, it's kind of more human. Maybe I caught it before there was a full moon. That's how they work, right?
Dolores. I look
No.
at Amon. Is there a furry convention in town? Did she just take somebody in a costume?
This isn't like a normal furry. I literally caught it with an extra hand. You know how there was that
What?
giblets found last week? It looks
Yeah.
like they came back this week to dump off what was left. And I caught them. I locked them in the office. Aren't you glad?
So we've got a furry killer.
Great job, Dolores.
Thanks. I'm glad one of you appreciates me.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
saying I'm not unappreciative. I'm just confused.
Yes, Dolores.
Sorry, Mr. Monk. Go on.
Amon, do you still have your silver dagger?
Of course.
Good. And like Amon was saying, Dolores, it's not that we're not happy with you. That's quite impressive that you've managed to lock a werewolf in the office. I'm just confused as to why there is a werewolf around our bar and how it got in here. That's
It's
baffling
trying
to
to
me.
dump off the remains of the body. I told you that. And then I just put out some dog meat and lured it into the office.
Oh, I
Didn't eat the dog meat.
The dog. Where'd you get dog meat from?
So let me get this straight. I lure a werewolf in that was dumping remains of a human body on our property, and the first thing you ask me about, Xavier, is where I got dog meat.
Yeah. To be fair, it also wasn't the first thing I asked you.
I guess my question at this point is, why the fuck are you buying dog meat? Why wouldn't you just buy like regular meat for a dog?
I'm not going to waste regular meat on a bloody werewolf. What do you
So
think
you
I am,
killed
made of
another
money?
dog to feed its meat to a werewolf?
When you put it like that, Amon, anything sounds crazy.
You literally called it dog meat, and he'll start walking towards the office.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the dagger out and follow Xavier.
Isaac would follow behind as well.
I'll do the thing where I've got like my hand on the doorknob, but my shoulder up against the door, and I'm just
Xavier
gonna
will
do a
cock his
little.
shotgun.
I'm gonna tap
Isaac,
the door with the dagger.
what are you doing,
I
Amon? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just shake my head. I go to Dolores. When do you want your reward for this?
What is the reward?
Uh, just a little rendezvous with some. I need some blood.
Oh. Sort the werewolf out first, then we'll talk. Not going in there when there's werewolf in there.
That's probably not a werewolf.
I'm gonna go and walk over to the door.
I'm
Stand
gonna
behind
tap
everyone
on the
else.
door. I'm gonna do like hard enough that it makes like a knocking noise, but I'm gonna tap on the door with the dagger and just be like, hello?
Amon, you don't open doors with daggers. Here, watch me. Isaac would go up to it. He'd turn the knob and open it up.
I will slap Isaac out of the way. I will backhand the shit out of him as soon as he reaches forward. Seriously, after we just had that talk last week, I will hit him upside his head with the hand with the ring on it.
So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to pull the door open. I'm just gonna look at Xavier and do like a nod, like, are you ready?
I am, but you feel a little fucking crowded? I'll look back. Back the fuck up. There's a
Isaac-
werewolf
Well,
in here. We need to move.
I know you've got you've got the ranged weapon. I'm gonna open the door and let you deal with
I'm
them
talking
first.
about you. I'm talking about this one over my shoulder. That one reaching behind me to try to open the door. The doctor's probably trying to sell the fucking thing off in the other room.
I'll
Just
move off
go
to the
in,
side.
please.
Overhearing
already
this,
here.
Dolores sort of kicks a petrol can a little bit further under the bar, making sure that no one saw.
I guess Isaac was.
It's not a werewolf. Go in.
I'm just gonna
I
open them.
suppose I'll wait
I
out
just
here
nodded you.
until Xavier is
Yeah.
done.
I open the door and try and get out of the way.
Anyone going in?
I go in.
Okay.
I go in, shotgun, and I clear the room. If somebody's there, they have a shotgun barrel in their face.
So you walk
And
in.
I'm right behind. I'm like hiding behind Xavier with the little dagger out.
You walk in, and you see a slightly dishevelled kindred female sat there, probably with a look of bewilderment on her face.
Who the fuck are you?
Yes.
No. I could be asking you the same question. You're not a cop.
The fuck does that have anything to do with anything? You are in our house.
I was fucking hungry, all right? Put the gun away. You're not going to shoot me with that, are you?
Maybe. I lower
Maybe.
the gun to her towards her knee. Not a werewolf, Dolores. You're an idiot.
The fuck? I'm a werewolf? Where did you get that notion?
The old lady at the front.
Don't call me old.
She didn't seem that old.
I just grumpily put the knife away and walk back out of the office.
Rhapsody's gonna walk into the office.
Look, I'm sorry I came in here after some food, but can you just let me fucking go now?
I'm sorry, you came in for food? What the fuck were you dropping off? This isn't an exchange. We don't take body parts for food.
No, fuck all.
Yeah, that's right. The lady that called you a werewolf saw what you were doing.
It's getting rid of the bastard who tried to do me wrong, all right?
I look back at the other three. I'll let you all take this one, and I back up. Come on.
Ricky will just raise her eyebrows at that.
The doctor enters the office and go and sit down at this regular spot. So,
Sorry.
your name?
All right, are you cops or aren't you? I expected cops.
You are at our place. This is our domain. You're supposed to introduce yourself.
Domain? It's a bar. Who calls a bar a domain?
Maybe this one's really new.
This
you're
one,
on
what? I have a name. It's Tavi.
Oh. Nice to meet you, Tavi. I'm Dr. Walter Bowyer.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. That's better. I do apologize for... Yes, I was disposing of things that need best not be found. She's tricky to look around at all of them, trying to figure out what is hell she's doing next.
Why? Why in our dumpster?
Because it's being picked up in the morning.
Oh, I suppose dumpsters do get picked up regularly. That's a good thing.
Oh, Ricky. Brains. Character's name is Ricky. Habit. Her name is Ricky.
Ricky Habit or Habit Ricky?
Yeah, I slipped up. All right.
Well, Ricky, so you were disposing of a body and then Dolores let you into our bar? Is that what happened?
There was some meat. I was hungry. I haven't been able to eat any. Why? I haven't been able to keep anything down for a week.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Very new.
I look at Amon.
Very new what?
I just start to nod at you towards Ricky.
Oh, sorry. I completely went out, and I'm all the way back out the bar.
You're not in the room at all?
No.
Doctor, do you
As
think
soon
we
as
have
we were
any,
like, yeah.
A special drink for our new friend?
That can be arranged.
We
I'll
may need
get up.
to, and
Yeah,
preferably not from the source.
No. It's fine.
What?
It's my
sort
field.
of
I know.
Drink.
Just I'll fetch a drink.
It's hopefully something you'll be able to keep down. Maybe sate your hunger a little bit.
I go out to Dolores. Dolores, do you have a minute?
I mean, it's going to have to be a minute. You see how busy the bar is again tonight.
Yes.
Mo came in yesterday and said, he was scheduled to come in for today, but I had to rearrange. Now he's coming in tomorrow. So it's just me again. But then again, he was in last time.
Doc, what do you want with Dolores?
We have a fresh associate in the office.
Well, I don't think giving them Dolores is a good idea.
Of course not. Just a slight part of it.
Well, there's tons of other people in the bar. Do your doctory thing and use one of them.
Dolores over here, she was like, does someone need me?
Still over. Yes.
Totally up for it.
I'll bring Dolores behind in the kitchen or area or something like that. While I slake my hunger, I also kind of drip some blood into a glass. So.
How long do you want to
just
feed on her for?
Quite short, so she can function. It is busy here, after all.
Okay, you may slake one hunger, and we'll say you put one hunger's worth of vitae in a conveniently bound glass.
That's perfect.
Okay. Dolores will very happily, little bit dreamily, walk back to the bar. Slightly paler than before.
Man's just sitting there shaking his head.
Well, she needs a reward. Well, she needed a reward. So, I'll go into the office again with a glass. I put it in front of Ricky.
Ricky will probably take a look at it, sniff it a bit, and give the doctor a very serious look. Is that what I think it is?
Quit being a bitch and drink it.
Boy! Language, brute. Is he always like this?
Yes.
Oh.
As far as I know. No. This will be something.
I'm sorry, if you're offended, you could fucking leave and not have the drink.
Well, if you would let me leave, then sure, I could.
Xavier walks to the side and it's like...
No.
No.
Please.
Ricky, please just... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Doc.
Are you not wondering why you can't get your fill?
I was. I've been trying to eat food for the last week and nothing will stay down.
How did you not friend?
Food won't help this.
Try to have a sip of that.
Ricky will glance at them a few times, then back at the glass. And then she just grabs the whole thing and drops it all down her throat all at once so she doesn't have to taste it. All right. That was good. She puts the glass back down, sits down again, looks at them. All right. What do you know that I don't?
I'm going to sit next to Tavi and say, well, you were never told about anything by your sire?
Who uses language like that? Domain sire? I haven't spoken to my father in what? Over a decade?
Ricky, we're just going to get this out of the way. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
You're a vampire.
You're a kindred, yeah.
Quirk her head at him, stare, blink for a moment, look at the glass, look back at him.
I will show my fangs the second time she looks at me. Menacingly.
Oh,
Stop being an over dramatic Ove.
Oh, over. Do you understand now? We're not going in circles anymore. I'm not just going to say sire and domain anymore. You're a vampire now.
actually,
Ooh.
I appreciate that. Wondering what was going on. Why I couldn't freaking open a door in the middle of the day without it burning my hand.
Oh,
Explain it.
Yeah, maybe not going ass during the day is a good idea.
I noticed that. How do you... Wait. You're all vampires, aren't you?
No,
Yeah.
we're a soccer team. I'm the only fucking vampire here. Well, other than you, but yeah.
We prefer
Vampire
to call ourselves kindred. We are old-fashioned that way.
Kindred?
Kindred.
You mean like
that is
family?
what we call it.
I think Amon will have wandered in at this point out of curiosity and just leaned up against the door frame, probably opposite of Xavier.
We
And
we
just
are
love-
No, sorry, go ahead.
I just love the
Hearing,
thought that
yeah, hearing everybody just talking about like this and that, I'm just like, oh, is this going on right now?
Yeah,
Nice.
we've got a baby. Another
I'm
Sweet.
over 34 and I'm right here.
Oh, honey.
Don't worry, I was a baby too.
What
you're
the-
you're not 34 anymore. You're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky
I look at the
O'Gante-
doctor. You call him Pandora, am I?
Oh God.
Ricky will be looking at Rhapsody, then at her wrist, which she touches again, then back at Rhapsody again. Well, that would explain some things.
Yes, it would. Who was that person that you threw in the dumpster?
And why did they have claws and fur?
I don't know. Fucking piece of shit. Lion. Pour into.
I look at Amon. Amon.
Hmm.
Do you remember
I
killing
pick up-
Kalo's dog?
Yeah.
You remember it? Or
Yeah.
Did you black out?
No, I remember it.
You know how we do when we get so fucking hungry and just kind of takes over.
No, I completely understand that. I'm just trying to figure out why we have the remains of what looked like a werewolf, but it's not a werewolf.
I
He's-
mean, the Lord mistook her for a werewolf, so
True.
I'm not a werewolf.
I said
Well, I
mistook.
mean-
What the
I
We know
killed
you're
one
not
a
a
couple
werewolf.
weeks ago, but I know you're not a werewolf.
Werewolves tend to be much larger.
All right, let's just one thing. You don't actually care if I killed him?
No,
Well,
we kill people all the time.
Why would we? Yes, it happens. Food dies. We try to avoid it if we can. Oh,
Food
Yeah.
dies?
But yes, we call them the kind.
Isaac,
Yes.
Isaac, shut up.
You all get along
Ricky.
very well.
Ricky,
Mhm.
there are several views on how we sustain our existence, and we do it with the blood of humans. There are several of us that try as much as possible to avoid killing. We just take what we need.
Mhm.
There are some happenings that might result in death. So we are not surprised. Can we leave it at that?
All right. Ricky will sit back down and fold her arms in front.
But could we
The one thing,
not bring it back here from now on, please?
Hmm.
Well, you guys say that as if there's going to be another time. I should hope not.
Well, they didn't expect the first time, so
Mm,
After all,
Maybe-
as humans, we need sustenance over time. We get
Mhm.
hungry.
Why did we go from talking about the man who beat me to sustenance?
Did you eat him?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
mm,
Maybe? Possibly.
there's also the thing of that probably wasn't a human. Well, kind.
Well, if he certainly didn't look human when I woke up. I mean, he didn't look like
Oh.
much of anything. He was kind of torn apart.
Where's the
you-
remnants?
Did kill him.
I think you're
Worried
right.
that,
Xavier.
yes,
Sounds
I
like a
did
frenzy thing.
kill him, but I don't know how. I was the only one there when I woke up.
Well, considering you're kind of new to this whole kindred thing, you'll probably find out soon that you're pretty different than you were when you probably fell asleep. Shiva, is there anything really, really heavy in the room?
Sort of size are you looking for?
I mean, something that would be impressive for a human to be able to pick it up with like one hand or two hands.
There's a desk.
There's Isaac.
Metal safe.
We're still in the old office, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll attempt to like effortlessly lift the desk as far as I can.
Yeah, I think you can do that for free. There's no.
Okay,
That's fine.
that's
That'll be
fine.
an automatic success.
Ricky will,
Amon, don't. Oh, sorry.
Ricky will cock her head and go, "All right, so you're a strong man. I failed
I'm
to see
saying
the
that you probably are
significance."
too. You probably are too.
Savior from the door will blink right next to her.
Yep, automatic success. Instantly.
Ricky will jump
appear
back
in one place to the other.
several feet, probably stumble into whatever is in the room, stare
Probably
at
walk
Xavier,
on.
and go, "What the fuck did you just do?"
Yeah, it was a better demonstration than what I did. I didn't think of that.
What do you mean? What did I just do?
You were there, and then you were.
Yeah, it's what I do.
I blink right
Not
over
just a
next
strong
to
man.
Xavier.
You what?
I blink right over next to Xavier and stand right next to him. I go, yeah, it's you. You can do things that you couldn't do before. It's kind of a thing.
Ricky will stare for a moment and probably go from being stumbled down to just sitting on the floor. All right. That is different than, well, Ricky will blink and show that she has learned to turn her
Can
eyes
she?
red. What?
Can she blink?
No, she actually
Yes.
blinks.
Oh.
Oh, the
no.
face, just thing.
I was
The
following
face rig
that.
is on auto track because I wear glasses.
That's fine. I was lost.
So Ricky will blink at them and then turn her eyes just to that different shade of red as she just focuses to try to see in the dark. So, you mean like this?
I guess. I don't know what the fuck that is, but sure.
Yeah. It's a neat party trick.
Isaac, have you read about red eyes?
Shiva, Isaac would probably be able to. You
Oh,
think-
yeah.
Okay. Yes, I have read regarding this. It's usually linked to discipline that tends to be found amongst the ministry and Gangrel. I believe they refer to it as eyes of the beast.
So, it wouldn't surprise you to know I've been able to see in the dark this past week.
I lean over to Mon. Fuck, he's a furry.
I'm not a. Oh, wow.
You probably heard that. You're a vampire now.
Yeah. I want to be able to see.
But I
it.
did
I just
whisper
look
it.
at. I just respond back. I'm like, yeah, but I want to see in the dark. That sounds cool.
That would make a lot of sense that you've been able to see in the dark, as I believe Eyes of the Beast does grant the user that sort of supernatural night sight. It's quite useful.
So wait, Isaac, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but is there groups of kindred that can change into animal-like beings, like a werewolf?
Kindred that can turn into a werewolf? Of course not.
Not
Werewolves and
directly.
kindred are different.
My God, we have to talk to him like Kalo. Be very specific.
Can
Kalo? Who's Kalo?
Don't worry about
He's
it.
dead now.
you don't
want
want to know who Kalo
Oh,
is?
actually, he's that guy, and I pointed the painting that's in the office.
Oh yeah.
Well, he seems an interesting fellow.
I've decided, by the
was.
way,
Not
the
anymore.
painting is of Kalo with his trousers round his ankles, reading a newspaper as he sits on the toilet.
Very interesting fellow. Could
Uh,
someone help me up from the floor, please?
I reach out to help Ricky up.
Okay, so Isaac. I almost called you Kalo. I don't know why. Isaac.
Because he answered you literally instead of knowing what the fuck you said.
True. Are there kindred that can have claws and fur?
Fur, I'm not sure about, but claws, that's quite common. Yes, just as you've seen with the Eyes of the Beast.
Isaac, can Gangrel turn into animals?
Gangrel?
The trying to think. It is known that Gangrel tend to take on bestial aspect from time to time. I believe it has something to do with their beast or their frenzy.
Gotcha. Also, gangrel type of clan, and I just start pointing at everybody in the room. I point at Xavier. I'm like, Bruja. Point at myself, Bruja. Point at Rhapsody, Toreador. The doctor, I point at him. I say, Tremere. I point at Isaac, and I go, Death.
Yes. Duly noted. Clans, Gangrel. What? Do you all have a manual for all of this?
No?
God,
well,
I
not a
wish.
book,
No.
but hey, I got a person.
A person.
Yeah, I mean, technically you're supposed to go see the prince now, but I
Prin-
don't really give a
What? What is Prince Harry in on all this vampirism nonsense, or is it George?
Not that kind of prince.
Not that kind of. Then what kind of prince?
The prince is basically the leader of the area that we are currently in for a group known as the Camarilla.
Basically, she's going to decide if you live or die.
All right, what the
Yeah.
fuck? You want me to go see someone who is? What? Excuse
It's
me.
not
What?
that I want you to, but the fact that you're in our domain, and I'm not going to die over you. So
Yeah, it's kind of a code thing that if we either send you to figure out if you're gonna live or die, or we're gonna die for not doing it because we broke the rules.
And
I mean-
Ricky,
you'll probably just lose an arm. They'll probably kill me.
What?
and Ricky,
It'll grow back.
not that. Don't look
I-
at this as a choice between being us taking you to someone who's going to determine if you live or die. It's if we don't take you to this person, you will die. But if we take you to this person, you may live. Think
She
of
let
this
me live.
as an opportunity to continue your own life. It's quite a great thing.
Amon, I don't think it was as much as let you live as punishing us. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey,
So, in other words, I don't have a choice in this matter.
not really, no.
Oh.
You got a ways till you start making choices.
Oh,
You get
Yeah,
to
I
pick
just
and choose
started
who you
making
feed
mine.
on. Glass half full, literally.
hmm.
Huh?
I only caught half of what Tina
Oh, I
said.
said you get to pick and choose who you feed on. So glass half full, literally.
Mm,
Small comfort.
Yes, in kindred society, being immortal, they tend to be quite um perturbed when someone is brought into the fold without their knowledge. So it's of the utmost important that you're introduced as quickly as possible. Otherwise, they might think you've been trying to elude them or escape them, which they tend to not appreciate.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let me live because I wasn't part of Vampire Society for 9 years.
Oh. So, to summarize then, I had a night with a bad client who beat me. I woke up, he was torn to shreds.
Hold on. Back it up, sister. A
Back what up?
client?
I'm a whore. Is that all right with you? Or do I need to ask your permission for that as well?
Okay, first off, you're not the only person with fucking clients. You could have been a lawyer. Good job assuming that I was trying to dish you. Secondly, I was a little bit curious what line of work you were in because, again, you could have been a fucking lawyer.
Do I look
So-
like a lawyer to you?
What does Ricky actually look like?
You have a lot to learn.
Well, clearly. And you could be nicer to people.
I could, but no.
All right. So,
Real quick,
at any
Adam,
rate, to summarize. So, I woke up after having the worst client ever. He was torn to shreds. I have been unable to walk outside during the day. I haven't been able to eat anything until you feed me a glass of blood. And now you want to me to go see someone who is calling themselves a prince, who somehow has authority over whether or not I get to continue this unlife, as you put it. And I don't get a choice in this matter because it seems, I suspect, then if we don't go and see this prince, you'll be required to report this to them, won't you?
Yeah.
Yes, otherwise they would have our heads.
Oh.
And in
I
fact,
kind of like my head.
I mean, she's not here tonight, but one of our other coterie members, or I, probably her though, would probably be the one sent to kill you too.
Lovely. Well, all right then.
At this
Ricky
point-
gets up and brushes off her dress and starts walking.
At this
Well, where
point,
do we
I'd
go
also
then?
like to mention that during the week, Isaac had sent out messages to the entire coterie via carrier crows, asking the group for help with a house out in Botley.
Xavier just does not bring it up.
By the way, I would like to bring it up. Did you all receive my message? I sent it by way of Corvid.
Yeah, sorry,
Yes, I
that's
did.
you didn't need that bird, right?
Well, me personally, no, but I mean,
Because I'm not sure, but I think my new pet might have ate it.
well, I suppose there's more where it came from. Did you
That's
at
fine.
least get the message?
Oh yeah. It was while I was
Good.
reading it, I heard a squawk, and then there was a bunch of feathers on the floor.
Why the fuck do you not feed? What?
No, I
What
feed
message?
it. It just likes eating.
I had sent out a missive regarding a house. It's quite a interesting property. I believe it has some activity of the supernatural sort. Perhaps some spirits or some sort of haunting.
You looking to move?
Sounds like your kind of place.
Yeah,
I'd certainly like to. Sorry.
You just letting us know you wanted to go look at. You're looking to move. I mean, I'm confused on why.
Well, I figured we could investigate the real estate.
For what?
Spiritual activity.
So shits and
Sounds-
giggles.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
maybe
something
sounds
you'd
fun.
be interested in, Isaac. So, yeah,
I
if you
kinda
want
just
some
wanna
help,
be
I'll
around.
help out.
Seriously, you don't have to come if you don't want to. but I think it would be a most
guess-
enlightening experience.
So we just fucking covered this. Can you be real clear about what you want us to do instead of, hey, I got this house that might have ghosts in it? Okay, Kalo had that too. It don't fucking mean it has any sustenance to anything we have to do. And I literally motioned towards, like, we have this thing that has appeared. So
Hey, I'm not a thing. My name is Ricky. God damn it, you are an ass, aren't you?
I'm down to help you, but say
Which
what
I'm
the fuck you
grateful
want.
for. But I would like to be referred to by my name. Is that so
Oh,
much to ask?
I didn't technically say that out loud, by the way. I was describing my emotion.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, be glad you got thing. I got it when I was introduced.
Well, we can take Ricky to the prince first, of course. That is the utmost priority. But there's no way that'll take our whole night.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
I mean,
Well,
could be a fun time. Haunted house. Popular ride.
I just lean over to Xavier and I go, and think, if the prince doesn't kill Ricky, we can show her the real vampire experience.
Talking to ghosts?
Yeah. What?
That's
Well,
not-
I mean, you don't want to freak the newbie out. I think it'd be kind of fun.
And I think it's quite important for Kindred to learn that life and death is more complex.
I
And
just
that
want
it's-
the people in my coterie to say, hey, I want to do this thing, and this is why.
Okay,
I
so
still haven't
just
gotten
to,
the
You're
why.
expecting Kindred to be forthright about absolutely everything? Man, you are delusional,
For
aren't
me?
you?
Yeah. He literally turned somebody to mush. We were ambushed in the middle of fucking nowhere of Camarilla territory at one point. Yeah, I kind of want to know what the fuck we're getting into.
all right. Just to calm everybody down, Isaac, is there a specific reason why we need to go to this house?
I don't, out of character. I don't know.
Is your memory failing? In real life, you were tasked by the Hakata to check out potential places.
Oh yes, that haunted house. I understand now.
So you're moving.
Yes. Well. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. While kind of Isaac is kind of clearly looking into his memories, trying to find out why we're supposed to go to this house, I'll stand up. I have a phone to make to Pandora. I'll be right back. And I step out in the backyard to make the call.
Okay. How are you calling Pandora?
With a phone.
The problem is,
Cast
I
Flash
don't
of Light
think
for me
she
then,
has
please.
one.
At this point, Ricky is rolling her eyes and has probably gone out to the bar to sit at one of the stools, look to Dolores, and just ask, "Are they always like this?"
No, sometimes they're rude.
Oh, sometimes they're rude. Oh, that's good to know.
Actually, I have a phone with kind of the buttons, not kind of a smartphone. A Nokia old.
It's a
3900.
blackberry, or sorry, a blueberry.
Does the prince / the Camarilla know you have this piece of technology? That
I'll grab the
stumbled him.
shovel. We'll dig your grave together.
Why don't you use
I
the
was,
landline that's in the pub?
I'll use a landline then. I do have a kind of modern phone.
Because for the record, you shouldn't, no Cameron and Kindred should really be using a mobile phone of any descript. Or the internet.
No, I know. That's why I'll use the landline then.
Hmm.
And so you will get
Bell
through
and
to
Anthony.
Pandora at Elysium, who, for the record, a landline is in the Elysium and is brought to her table. And you just hear her curtly say, yes.
Pandora, this is the Dr. Boya. We have a slight surprise for us in our domain today.
Yes. A pleasant surprise, I hope?
That depends. We have a freshly joined kindred present at our domain
I see.
without an informal introduction or sire.
Of what blood is it?
Most likely it's a gangrel.
Ah, I see. Is it feral?
No, it's human.
Surprising. It's most likely part of the Anarchs. It's certainly not Camarilla. What do you wish to do with it?
So, are we trying to help out with keeping the masquerade? We should teach her.
That is true. If you want to keep it as a pet, that's fine.
Is that an option?
Yes, of course it is. It's not part of the Camarilla. It's not subject to our traditions. However, you will, of course, if you leave the area of treaty, it will be subject to termination by the Scourge. And it will be treated, of course, with suspicion by the constable and his deputies.
I see.
Buy it a lead
Well-
or something. Gangrel are quite hard to control. Is it toilet trained?
Depends on how you define toilet trained.
Does it shit in
And
the
then
woods?
she will come at me kind of a bit of smirk, small laughter in my voice at that time. But no, she's civil.
You seem to have one of the more refined ones then. Has it bitten anyone yet? Just for fun?
I think. Well, not for fun.
Well, be careful with it. You might need to make sure your shots are up to date.
I'll grab. I'll grab the correct shots at the hospital.
Good. Be careful if you bring it into Elysium. Make sure it knows to not start any trouble here. And for God's sake, tell it about the masquerade.
Of course.
Good boy.
Have a nice night.
And you, Doctor.
I'll hang up and I'll go back.
So are we bringing her in?
No, not necessary.
Wow. Interesting.
But depends on Ricky.
Yes. Ricky's still sitting at the bar, swivels around on the stool. Are we going now?
Probably gone.
We're not going in today.
Oh. Do we still need to see this prince? Can that be avoided? I'm not terribly happy to be told there's someone that, until tonight, knew nothing of me that apparently gets to decide whether I live or die.
Oh, there's lots of people in Kindred Society that are like that. You're just gonna have to get used to it. I've pissed off half of them.
There is several things that you need to know if you want to keep your life.
Such as?
The masquerade. The
What,
first and foremost rule.
All right.
You do not act to show what you are to the humans. You
Long
hide.
story short, is the only reason why you know we're vampires is because we knew you were one.
That said, should we be having this conversation at the bar? Or is everyone here like you?
No, they're all just kind of, I don't know. This is our home. We can kind of get away with stuff here.
Oh, right. Why here?
Let's go back to the office then.
All right.
Let's go back to the office. It would make more sense.
Well, Xavier, as I was saying, we need to go to the haunted house because where I live, it's become quite crowded and stuffy, and we need a change of scene. We need something bigger with more space.
So you're moving.
As Amon walks in,
I find real estate.
He just goes,
"Thank you, Xavier."
Hey, what's the type of building that Isaac lives in right now?
A graveyard.
A graveyard.
Yeah, moss grave. So I just hear the place where I live is getting all stuffy. I'm like, what? A graveyard getting stuffy? No.
Well, I mostly dislike tracking grave dirt into the pub. I feel
that's fair. Thank you.
You
for
all
that.
probably walk in on this conversation, by the way.
Ricky will walk in, find whatever chair or box or anything else she can sit on, and help herself to it immediately.
If you're tracking grave dirt into here, why don't you just use the mat, the front, wipe your shoes?
I do, but it never does. It's never enough, you know. There always seems to be just a little bit of dirt or mud left.
Grave dirt. Are you all into robbing graves as well?
No, just him.
Oh,
just him.
That's good to know then.
I go to the seat behind the desk and I sit in it and I kick my feet up on the desk like normal and just start flicking my dagger up in the air and I just go, so at Xavier, so the doc called Pandora, we don't have to bring her in.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why?
Well, in all technicalities, she's anarch.
What?
Oh,
anarch?
Well, you have less to learn than I thought you did, so that's good.
What is anarch?
Okay. I guess let's start there instead of all the shit that the doctor was trying to tell you because you apparently have more interest in this. Okay, so we're in high school. And vampires have cliques. Kindreds have cliques. Okay. Everybody else in this room, other than you and I, are part of the Camarilla.
Excuse me, Xavier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, death is part of nobody. Kind of like us.
Thank you.
But he's not quite anarch, are you? I don't think you are.
No, I believe the Hakata family is considered independent.
So he's the goth kid. And then you and I are kind of the nondescript clique. So like you do your thing, I do my thing, and
So-
we don't bow
The
to a
rest-
prince.
Yeah, the rest of us are the preppy kids.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. All right, I get it. No one ever quite grows up out of high school. I agree with this not bowing to a prince thing, but cliques, anarchs, Camarilla.
So sometimes
I was
we
just-
fight.
Oh, define fight. You mean like
War.
schoolyard brawls?
No, like war.
Yeah, sure. Just
Oh, lovely.
vampires.
Oh,
You know.
lovely.
So,
I wake up.
into what the doctor was saying, because it's very important to lead into that after we just talked about what we talked about. Does somebody else want to take this over? Because I could give a little less fuck about it than you do, but yeah.
Let's get back to that. The masquerade.
Don't
That's
tell
fine.
people you're a vampire.
Don't
Mhm.
show people that you are a vampire.
Don't
And if you
alert
slip up,
Kine or humans to the fact that you're a vampire, because if they know, they're probably going to want to kill us out, and that's not good for any of us.
yep.
So, in a word, don't talk to the police. Only
Don't
for
talk to
vampires.
anybody. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think.
Yeah.
Sure. What do we call the
All right.
actual police then?
I can understand that.
Yeah, don't talk to the police because if you do, the preppy kids military will come kill you.
Yeah.
Preppy kid.
The
I'm not
Camarilla
going to
will
like the
hunt you down.
Camarilla when I learn about them the way you keep alluding to them, am I?
Oh,
They're not all bad.
and
I give a look at Amon.
They're
A
not
lot of
all
them are
bad.
bad.
And Ricky, another thing to keep in mind. One of the reasons we are so careful and strict with the masquerade, and I'm sure you've noticed how the doctor went out to use the landline. We tend to like to avoid the use of the interwebs and other forms of
Yeah,
what?
you.
What,
you do.
Xavier?
We're less that restriction. That's not as required
Well,
with us.
well,
Oh.
I don't think the Second Inquisition cares, Xavier. The
I
main
don't
It's
reason,
that point.
I care, and I flip out my smartphone and take a picture of Isaac.
Wait,
well, Ricky. Sorry, go ahead,
Cast
please.
fly.
Inquisition? Do you mean like old men in
Hang on.
robes going around burning people for no good reason?
Did you say you're going to use your
Sort
smartphone?
of.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to tell me. I've got it up.
Blush your life, please. Do a rouse check.
Hunger Game.
Now you're up to 4.
Ricky.
She will
So,
watch him use the touchscreen and stare and ask, "How did you do that?"
What?
What do you mean?
Well, Xavier, it looks like you have a trainee. Good luck.
Oh, you want me? You want me to train her? I don't know if you.
All right.
Doctor.
Yoda Anarch.
Just
Yeah.
Mhm.
Basically, I'm just gonna say, take everything they say, and only listen to the masquerade part. The rest of it's bullshit.
all right. But
Yeah,
that's that
how
point.
did you? I haven't been able to use touchscreens. I had to get a stylus. How do you do that?
It's something you'll learn to do.
I got the gloves that work.
Well, I didn't think of gloves, and those seem awkward. But
He wears a mask all the time.
how come I can no longer use touchscreens?
You're dead.
Oh,
You're no
yeah,
longer alive.
Actually,
Yeah.
now that I remember how the screens work, that does make sense.
The whole not using the internet thing is mostly that the anarchs are completely incapable of any type of protections they click on shit. They go to porn websites. They're just out there, and so people can track them. It's just horrible.
Don't you vampires understand VPNs and, discretion, anonymous
He did,
account,
and I point to the painting again.
Hercule glance back
Well,
to painting. Then glass back and Xavier.
Well, I don't know what you're referring to with V-shaped pins, but what I can tell you is that what you were saying regarding the Inquisition. Yes, you're clearly familiar with the Inquisition of old.
Well, no one expects
because
the Spanish Inquisition.
No, they're not
Exactly.
Spanish.
and
It was a
Maybe.
joke.
because kindred society had become so free in the use of technology, the kind found out about it, and there was a resurgence of the Inquisition, and they hunt us now. So it's not
Yeah.
good.
Imagine less of like guys in robes, but more like SWAT teams that have swords and flamethrowers.
That
Yes.
doesn't sound
And guns.
pleasant.
And guns.
I already have
But-
enough distrust of the police. Now I have even more.
Well, right now in Oxford, I think we're pretty safe, but yeah, London, don't go to London.
What's wrong with London?
It's swimming with Second Inquisition.
Oh, as in cops who know what
Swimming
vampire-
with people who want to kill you, yeah.
Yeah.
So if every time you say Second Inquisition, the first thing that comes to my mind is a police officer who actually knows what a vampire is and is hunting them, that would be accurate?
Yes,
I
but
would refer
they,
to them as more of a militia because Kindred
Yeah,
have their
they-
own police.
yeah,
Oh, great.
they aren't really part of any type of that I know of, any type of government organization. They're their own thing.
Oh, of course. Vigilantism, as usual. And also,
Very
lovely.
organized
I died and
vigilantism.
become a vampire, and you tell me I still have to deal with police. Oh, this is just swell.
Except now
Yeah.
the police will use body scanners and assault weapons.
I was asking about the vampire police Xavier just referred to.
Yeah, but it's mostly you
Oh.
just got to follow the one rule. Kind of
There though.
don't just
Don't
run out
talk
naked
about
screaming you're a
vampire.
vampire. Yeah,
All right.
you
I
follow the masquerade. You're gonna be fine. The difference between us and them is they literally kiss rings. We don't have to. So
Mm-hmm. Also, trust me,
We
you'll know when you
follow-
run into one.
We follow a more strict rule because we feel it's more safe.
How do you mean more strict?
There's more rules.
Oh, lovely.
If you break rules, I would say the punishment might be slightly harder.
It's death.
I think
I was going to ask about
Not
that.
necessary. Not necessary.
I think that brings up a good point here, though. Should we try to find Lamia?
Lamia?
I don't want to. I don't. If you do, I'm out.
Who's
Who
Lamia?
is this Lamia?
Is that
Gangrel
Like-
Anarch.
oh? And she's named
With-
after a monster from a video game.
I'm named after a demon.
Well, I mean,
My-
fair.
You're named after a
I'm
popular.
named after a form of music.
You're named after
Yeah,
a popular
you're not
90s,
named-
popular 90s TV host.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, put a link
haven't
at the
you
end.
read the Jungle
Absolutely.
Book?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Did what the first thing that
Ricky
popped in my
Ticky
mind, though.
Tavi?
Yes. The mongoose.
Why
I
did
think you and I will get
understand
along
that
quite
reference?
nicely, Rhapsody.
The what now? Who names a
Don't worry
mongoose?
about it, Isaac. It's a children's book.
I see. Well, my concern with Lamia, I mean, yes, she is a gangrel and perhaps could teach her, but um, Lamia already has Mercy on a leash. I would think she might be tempted to leash another.
Wait, what? Okay,
She has a pet
explain.
werewolf.
Mercy, leashes. There was a lot of words there that mean a lot of things to me. Could you explain, please?
She has a pet werewolf.
A pet.
Kind of treats him like an animal.
You kind of don't want
does-
to deal with werewolves.
Does this werewolf consent to this?
Yeah, which is still confusing to me.
And does. All right. I
So,
mean,
Because
I mean, matrices before.
All right, hold on, stop. I think we're throwing too much stuff at her. It's probably best
Probably.
if she experiences a lot of this stuff on her own.
yeah,
But trying to explain some of this shit is not going to make sense until you're standing next to a 20-foot whatever guru.
yeah. I was
Garu?
kind of in your boat
Garo, werewolf, same thing.
a few months ago, Ricky.
Fine.
And yeah, I kind of had to learn my way up. So
All right.
You're right, Xavier. Learning by doing is better. It's like riding a bike. Maybe sometime we can take Ricky up to the park and she could see firsthand what a werewolf is like we did.
no, Isaac, no. We're
No,
not going back into that park unless
That's three
we are
bad
told
ideas.
to.
I don't think I want to go to that park after hearing what happened to him pointing at the painting on the wall.
Ricky will
Yeah,
glance
but to
over
be
Being
fair,
Halo. What
Being
happened
to-
to him?
Being torn limb from limb is not exactly fun sounding.
that's a question you might want to wait to ask until later, since you're kind of
That-
overwhelmed. Because explaining Kalo is overwhelming in itself.
Just that's why you all accused me of being a werewolf before I take it because of what I
I
did
feel like I can
to
explain Kalo pretty well.
whoever that was. Damn it! I didn't
no.
even get the bastard's name.
We only called you a
done that.
werewolf because our bartender called you a werewolf.
Why did
Yeah.
she call me werewolf?
And we
She's
kind
not
of
kindred.
we gotta be pretty careful around werewolves because they're not as civil as kindred, or at least towards kindred. They see you or smell you and you will be dead within an instant, unless you had 5 of us like we did in the park.
Yes, Ricky, if you stay with us, you won't have to worry because see him over there? And Isaac points to Amon. He slayed a werewolf.
You guys helped.
Well, that sounds impressive. I think.
It was a tiny one.
Ah.
And by tiny I mean
Well-
12 foot.
Well,
I feel like we're. I feel like we've missed something here. We haven't told Ricky our names.
Xavier
And
did in
so I
a rut.
have.
Ricky will get up and point. Let me see. The rude one is Xavier. The very pleasant one is Rhapsody. The gentleman with his boots on the desk, I believe, who claimed to be named after a demon, is Amon. There is
Yep.
the doctor. What is your name, doctor? I've only caught your title.
As I introduced myself, I did say Dr. Walter Bowyer.
Ah,
Pleasure
shall
to
I
meet
re-
you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Shall I refer you as Dr. Walter or Dr. Bowie?
Whatever you feel it's correct, please use that.
All right.
Wow. Niceness from the doctor.
And Isaac, how, forgive me for asking, based on some of the things you said before, how old are you, Isaac?
Well, that's quite a loaded question. Do you mean
Oh
how
my
old I
God.
was?
Ricky, when you're embraced into kindredhood, you stop aging. So he was turned into one of us while he was an old man.
Oh.
Exactly. For
He's not much
example,
older in his kindred life than I am.
you mentioned that you're 34. As
Correct.
long as you don't, as long as you're not killed in this second life, you will be 34 forever. 100
Mhm.
years, 1,000 years, you will never age.
Your
So
body
Isaac,
doesn't
answer her
change.
question.
Well,
Yeah, how
that's
old were you?
convenient.
I, I was 80 years old when I was embraced.
And how long ago was that?
Not too much longer.
No.
It hasn't been that long, but long enough. Longer than a night.
Every other vampire that we talk to calls him a baby.
Ah. All right then. Where are we on all of this?
They
The
refer
masquerade.
to you as a
That makes
baby
sense.
too, Amon.
I won't dispute that.
Right.
Speaking about Saya, the remnants from your kill, Ricky, is that still in the bin?
It
Oh.
should be.
Go over and see if
Oh,
Dolores has cleaned it up yet.
Probably find, piece of a limb or something, but not much.
Ooh.
Do you want to do what I think you want to do?
Yes. I'll pick
I know this power by heart now.
the leg up and kind of
Resolve and blood
stab a
sorcery
finger in
difficulty 3, please.
tastes. Give it see. Taste for blood. Did you say 3 difficulties?
Yes.
Then I'll reroll.
For those of you playing London's Burning Bingo at home, please mark Taste of Blood on your card.
You should
Okay.
already have. Xavier was rude to someone.
So
That's the
someone
center
might
one.
be close to having
That's
a
the free
bingo
one.
already.
That's the free one.
yeah, it's the free space.
Kindred Blood between generation 11 to 15. I think that's all you get.
I'll kind of there is possibility for me to find out more, but I need some time. So I'll wrap it in plastic and dump it in the fridge. And I
keeping a
write
snack
kind
for
of
later.
doctors don't touch on it with a marker.
This is the same group who thought it was weird when I put a trainer in a microwave.
Fucking shoe.
Oh, but a whole leg in
didn't
the
do it.
fridge. Fine.
I don't know what
Talking
you
to a
did in there
wall.
yet. I
Is the
might have
doctor
a
gonna
problem with
date
this
it?
too.
Is the doctor going to date it so we know how fresh it is?
Oh no.
Things
if it's
he
a
does to get a
kindred-
leg up in the Camarilla.
Well, while the
Eh.
doctor's doing that, Wicker looks around to the rest of them and asks, "All right, so there's the masquerade. I need to drink blood. I can't go out in
Mhm.
sunlight. Is there
Mhm.
anything else I need to know?"
Be very specific when you talk to Isaac. If you don't, He will take you in circles.
Well, I mean,
A question asked is a question answered.
in the
Isaac,
most
it-
roundabout
it-
way possible, if it's Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac, it took like 4 weeks to figure out what kind of powers you had.
Well, also,
powers.
I think he was learning.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
you didn't think us just disappearing and reappearing
Yeah.
in space was we just
How
went to the gym
does
and learned that,
work
right?
anyway? Can I do that?
I doubt
I
it.
don't know.
All right.
Probably,
Then what can I do?
You use the eyes of the beast. That's something.
Yeah, I guess
I
you got
can't
that.
do that.
To be honest, talking to Lamia might be the best idea for you. Because she'd probably be able to tell you exactly what you can do.
As long as she's not trying to put me on a leash, as you put, that is not something I am interested in.
No. Well, maybe. I'm not sure how
I'd
they
be
treat
more
the people
worried
over there,
about.
but
Yeah, I'd be more worried about the things she has on a leash. Because
No, Mercy is not dangerous.
she lets it off of his leash to go for walks and he kills things.
Well, that sounds pleasant.
Extremely.
I'll admit he's pleasant in human form, sure. But it's not the human form that I'm worried about.
The other thing that I think you need to know is that everyone's an arsehole. Every kindred
Yeah.
is going to be an
Yep.
arsehole. Xavier's an arsehole, but he will show you he's an arsehole. Everyone else here is probably an arsehole, except for maybe Isaac, because Isaac doesn't seem to know how to be an arsehole.
well, Isaac's an asshole. You ask him a question, he will read the book to you.
I don't think he does
So,
it on
are you
purpose,
trying
though.
to tell me the only person here I can trust is Xavier?
No,
No, I'm
he's
just
trying to.
Blunt
He's
about
saying. She's saying that not just in our group. She means every kindred. Is
mostly he's just saying I don't care to hide it. Fuck you,
Yeah.
fuck you, and fuck you, you know.
Just because people are not open about it doesn't mean you can't. You should just trust them as being in your best interest.
Wait till we go
Because
to
no
his
one-
chantry and I point at the doctor.
Chantry?
Yeah, that's what they call their little space in the hallway.
clubhouse. Yeah.
Clubhouse,
Mm.
Chantry, cliques, high school, wars, soldiers,
Come here,
vampire cops, SWAT teams. This
It's going to take a little bit.
I am
Mm-hmm.
gathering that.
You'll learn as you go.
Mm-hmm. I did.
And I would recommend you to stick around Xavier because he knows how to survive dodging
Amon,
different
like, looks-
scourges.
Amon looks around like.
But you have more than
different
one?
scourges. But yeah, Amon looks around like, right? Savior's not the only one.
He does not look at Discord. You might want to just ask that out loud.
Oh, there. How do you?
He is looking at Discord.
We'll get to that later. No, don't.
Well, Isaac, I guess we get to go check out this haunted house of yours now, right?
Haunted house.
Oh, wonderful! I've been looking forward to this. Of what I've heard about it, it seems like quite a fascinating place.
I'm excited.
I'm
Come
not.
on.
I don't have any weapons.
Did you
Do you need a
remember the
weapon?
Yeah.
Wait, weapons?
I
What
pull
for?
a pistol. I pull a pistol out of my my ankle and I just hand it over. Just give it to me after we're done, I guess.
Okay.
And I just look
Thanks.
at Ricky and I go, yeah, we like to keep ourselves protected. And you just see a blades like jut out from Amon's sleeve, like Wolverine.
I don't fool with any of that.
Seriously though, give me that back. That was a gift.
Yeah, I will.
If you all need weapons, say something. I don't. What the? Yes, I know shotgun. Don't say anything.
Do
I
these-
just smile.
well, in that case, I'm not comfortable with them yet, but do these count? And Ricky will hold up her hand and try to bring out the claws of the beast.
Yeah, that'll be a free action, I think.
Hey, she's like full price them on.
Full price? What?
Yeah, because his are fake. Like he has to wear something to make them come out, and you're just like, nah, natural.
Oh,
He's more like discounting Ricky. Anyways,
Ricky will put them away after a moment. I'm still not sure.
My sword slides back in, and I just sit there grumbling while I'm flipping the dagger up in the air.
Ah, that's quite impressive. Those would make quite a good weapon.
So, another question. None of you are upset that I killed my client, or the state you found him in, or none of you are... What happened? I took him to... He offered to pay for services. I took him to the hotel, and then he tore into my neck. And the next
Okay.
thing I remember is I'm awake, and he's torn to shreds. And I'm
well, good news.
Eh?
He won't be bothering you again.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
My guess, because I kind of had to deal with something similar. Luckily, I ended up not being the one that killed those people. Yeah, you're gonna start having little blackouts here and there, where
Blackouts.
yeah, you'll either
Not necessary.
well, I mean,
everybody-
I know because you guys had people to help you learn how to not do it anymore.
What happened that... If you all understand what happened to me that night, please just explain in plain English.
Okay,
Shit,
so
how do
you
how
have
do,
this thing referred to as the
Yeah.
beast inside of you. That's what makes us who we are, right? And you feed to try to shut him the fuck up. And if you don't feed, he's gonna make you feed at all costs.
Actually, a
And
good
the-
way of explaining.
Him?
Yeah.
Wait, is that bastard that...
I mean, okay, she. No,
No.
it could be a she. I'm just being an asshole.
All right, so you're not referring to the
No.
one who was in the dumpster.
No,
Mm-mm.
this is inside you.
You-
This is the part of you. We're all different.
you know how you've been really hungry the last couple days?
Yes, it's been immensely frustrating not being able to
Have
swallow
you
food.
have you
Why did
had
everything
like a
like ash? Damn it!
because you can't eat anything anymore.
Oh, lovely.
Did you have like a little voice kind of whispering in your head to eat rather than your stomach grumbling?
A voice, no. Stomach grumbling, no. Hunger and frustration and anxiety and fear, yes.
Well, the beast is
That's the
different for
beast.
everybody, so yeah.
Lovely.
Every kindred has a beast. You can almost call it your power animal, and it needs to get fed.
I don't suppose you vampires, have vampire therapists for all of this?
Not really, no. The best we
Oh.
got is Pandora. And love her to death, but she doesn't help very much in that department.
Well, I mean, I've never met a therapist who was much help in any department, so that's That's about par for the course too.
And, Ricky, if you do want to know, well, I can tell you most likely what happened was, the individual who, your client, probably killed you, exsanguinated you, and either intentionally or accidentally had his vitae, fed you his vitae somehow. His blood.
Blood.
Why do you call it
and
vitae?
It's Latin.
vitae,
They use fancy words.
Oh,
yes, like I said, we old school.
Yeah, most vampires don't even like being called vampires. They prefer kindred.
But
Also, a little bit easier than saying vampires in front of a whole bunch of humans and then going and
That's true.
running out screaming.
That makes. Thank you, Rhapsody. That makes much more sense than. I apologize for thinking you all to be pretentious. Now that Rhapsody has explained.
and
Oh no, we're pretentious, but not that
Oh,
pretentious.
you think we're pretentious? Wait until you meet people like Pandora.
Oh no.
if you'd like to know
Or even Lamia.
exactly what happened to you that night, if we can find out who your client was and track down an important article, something or someone in his life that was important to him, I may be able to bring his spirit back, and you can ask him yourself
Well,
why.
I already spent his cash. I don't think he had anything on him. I mean, I made the last trip to deal with him out in the dumpster. The bits are probably still there.
Well, I mean, I don't need a piece of him. More so,
And I'm not sure.
Sorry.
I'm not
Go ahead.
sure I need all the details. You used a word there. You said, okay, he drained my blood. I do remember him biting me. And he put his blood in me. And you said, embrace?
Yeah, that means he turned you into a vampire.
Ah. And then I woke
Which,
up.
in all fairness, I don't know how the gangrel work, but if you were unaware that he was going to embrace you, or he did so accidentally, he was probably going to get killed anyway, because that's a breach of the masquerade.
So, that also is why none of you are upset that he is dead.
Oh no, he kind of sounded like an asshole.
Well, he
You have a
was.
lot to learn.
Yeah.
Not an asshole like you, Xavier. I should hope you're not an asshole.
We have a lot in common. You just succeeded in yours the first night.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
actually, yeah,
take that
that's
as a compliment?
that's Xavier's entire mission right now is to try and kill his sire.
Wait. Okay. Now, okay. Sire, you don't mean father. You mean vampire who created another vampire, correct?
Yeah, he's your baddie. Yeah.
He's not. Can we not refer to that piece of shit as my daddy? No, that is just disgusting.
It is
He's
what it is.
then
that asshole out in the dumpster.
You can just call him your
That's why
sire.
sire.
Or
All right,
former
sire. But you want to kill yours, Xavier. Why? Actually, I'm just. I have.
Let's get you caught
ideas.
up with everything else, and maybe I'll tell you my life story one day.
Fair enough.
We have ghosts to talk to.
Again.
Yeah, we should probably keep moving.
Tag along, Ricky. You might
Wait.
learn something.
Tag along. You all right having me along? Why?
Well, we're
Why
not going to
not?
leave you here by yourself.
I suppose that makes sense.
That we were the
No.
last to see you. If we let you go now and you went to kill somebody in broad daylight, quote unquote, and was to breach the masquerade, it'll probably come back on us and we'll all die.
Ah. Understandable.
You're our responsibility now. for the time being.
One more important question. You said I need to feed on blood. I'm not going to black out again the next time I try to do that, am I?
No.
No.
Okay.
It usually only happens when
mean-
you're really, really hungry. Which, considering you kept trying to eat regular food and kept throwing it up, you were probably really, really hungry.
Did you black out when you were drinking that Vitae from earlier?
Oh, no.
There you go.
All right then. All right. So where am I tackling along to?
There's a car up front.
On that
Be
note,
careful, there's a new window in there.
We'll take a break.
Yay, food.
If my PC dies, it's because it's a piece of shit and I went to the loo. But we'll be right back after. Welcome back. The Coterie have managed to make their way into the car and are currently driving along to Botley, along to Westway, to the haunted house. Is there anything you wish to discuss on the journey?
So, when you all say haunted, given I now know vampires exist, I don't suppose you're about to tell me that ghosts are real too, are you?
There.
Oh.
Why? Yes, as a matter of fact, ghosts do exist, and there's so the place we are all in, the world as we know it, this is the Skinlands, and there's also a world on the other side, the Shadowlands, where spirits go when people go when they die. And yes, they are real and they exist.
Skinlands, Shadowlands. So you're telling me reality is like video games where everything is split into multiple dimensions.
Perhaps I only know of the two.
Two is more than enough.
The car journey carries on, with Isaac discussing many different dimensions, and Ricky just talking about multi-user dimensions and multi-player, massively online role-playing games. And whilst I'm describing this, I can actually say thank you to Vancouver by Night, and good luck with your charity stream later tonight. We'll be raiding you, so stick here. The car pulls up outside of Camarilla territory, just on the border into Anak territory. They park up outside the haunted house that runs along one of the main roads that comes into Oxford. The house itself is detached and stands completely alone. It sticks out dramatically among the various commercial buildings that are seen far more commonly in the area. The Baron's Domain, Seacourt Tower, looms eerily over the area, as it is just a short walk away from where the Coterie now find themselves.
Right.
Well, Isaac, this is kind of your thing, so do you want to lead the way?
Yes, of course. It's quite a beautiful property, don't you think? Isaac will open the door and step out and start walking towards the property.
It's better than a graveyard.
Looks
Ricky will
pretty
go out
mundane
after
to
them.
me.
And I think he would go up. There's a gate. He'd go up to the gate and just kind of tentatively see if it opens easily.
Yeah, the gate opens with a very loud, rusted creak.
Okay. I think Isaac would walk up towards the door and use sense the unseen. And just kind of look around.
Okay. I mean, that'll be an automatic success. You can see it is fucking haunted. It just has that,
Ricky go.
that very strange, eerie aura around the house. Unmistakable to one such as yourself, that there are ghosts in this house. It is extremely haunted. But as for anything else, you're unable to discern anything else simply because of this aura from the amount of ghosts in there make it hard. It's like looking for fog in a load of mist.
Yes, this property is quite haunted. I believe there are many spirits here. Shall we go in? And Isaac would I think Isaac would go ahead and knock. Yeah, he'd knock.
Isaac,
Oh, good.
Isaac,
Xavier, yes.
can these spirits take over our body?
What?
I mean, yes, but I wouldn't.
I'll be back in the
worry
car. Start walking back to the car.
Ricky would have been following them. She's already blinked her eyes and started looking around in the dark so that she can see with the eyes of the beast. Looks to Xavier, looks to Isaac, looks at. And she folded her arms and then looked to Isaac and go, "All right, you're educating me. What are we doing here?"
Oh, well, I'm looking for a new home.
Oh,
You're helping me go basically real estate shopping.
oh, well, that sounds pleasant. It's a little unnerving though that the man with the gun has withdrawn.
Yes, in fact, as Xavier's leaving, Xavier, possession isn't nearly as common as you think. Don't worry about it. Come back.
It's not them I don't trust, it's you!
Wait, are you their friends or not? I thought you were all. What?
Isaac would turn on. I don't think Xavier likes me.
No, I think he's just starting to realize why Harry doesn't like you.
Why don't people like Isaac?
He can do really scary shit.
I mean, you just told me we all feed on blood. What do you mean scary shit?
I watched him turn a man into a pile of goo.
Apparently,
But
there's
Isaac-
something to do with melting.
Ricky
Yeah.
will look over and stare at Isaac. Say what now?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just a kind old man, and these my coterie members sometimes they take things way overboard. Let's go in.
Well, we weren't supposed to kill that guy, and then you went and killed him.
It was
You
an
owe me for
accident.
that. Yeah, and you owe me for that, Isaac.
Yes, doctor. I told you I would owe you for that. And Amon, have you not ever accidentally killed somebody? It happens.
Ricky will throw up her hands up in exasperation. All right, I have no room to judge. Are we going into this haunted house or not?
Yeah.
Magic not.
The door to the abandoned house slowly creaks open before the coterie. The door seems to have had no one actually on the other side to open it.
Are you sure we're not?
Well, they opened the door for us, so I believe we're welcome to come in.
You sure we're not going to get possessed?
Yeah,
And
what
as you would say-
exactly can ghosts do?
Well, I mean, they are spiritual, but they can manifest physically.
Should we?
Fantastic.
So you all heard that?
Yeah.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I
Yeah.
do.
Should I don't know. Should we start by saying hello before we step over the threshold, perhaps?
He's the ghost expert, and I point at Isaac, and I'm like, I'm gonna just follow whatever he tells me to do.
Well,
maybe not
Isaac
everything
would,
you tell me to do.
would speak into the room. Thank you for opening the door and welcoming us in.
Who's
We'll go
who's
ahead.
inside at the moment?
Well, I don't think anyone is inside right at the moment. I'm getting
Okay,
ready.
so-
I'm basically.
So you're talking to thin air.
I'm saying. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
saying this prior to stepping in. Thank you for welcoming us in. We're coming in now. And then Isaac would step inside.
I wait until Isaac steps inside to see if anything happens before I follow.
Yeah, he basically just wanted to let them know he's coming in, and then he comes in.
Okay.
Ricky
All
will
right.
pop in after Amon, looking over his shoulder, using what she can see of the dark to try to just look around the room very timidly.
If nothing immediately happens, I say immediately. I wait a couple seconds, and if nothing happens to Isaac, I go ahead and walk in behind him.
I'll do the same as I'm on.
Isaac walks in and starts looking around. Probably
Dr.
you
Boyer?
see the unseen again.
I'll gonna enter lastly. I'll look back and see if Xavier is guarding the car. And then
No,
I'll
he's just
go
standing there
in.
looking at you like, and he'll walk up to you. Nope,
Are you
nope,
coming or not?
I don't trust you fuckers alone in here.
The group
Go!
Well,
The group
Yeah.
begin to enter the strange house one by one. Upon their arrival, the front door slams shut, and quiet whispers fill
That's
the
all I got
entire
here.
building. The Coterie find themselves in a small-sized hallway, with stairs that run along one of the sides of the walls. At the back of the hall, they can see an open doorway that from where they are appears to have once been a kitchen. To the right side of the house is a large, closed double doorway. Opposite are the remains of a door that hangs just off the hinges.
Ricky will immediately walk back and grab the door handle and try to turn it on the door that just slammed shut.
It doesn't
Not
budge.
gonna work.
All right. Well,
Oh, not another rabbit hole.
rabbit hole?
Long story.
Isaac, are my swords useless against anything that might be in here?
Well, I've never tried to attack a ghost with a sword.
I will deploy both my swords just in case.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Never-
Amon, for
can
all
never
you
be
know,
too-
these.
No, I'm just saying you can never be too prepared.
Amon, for all you know, these spirits mean us no harm. No, there's
Okay.
no way to escalate violence.
Wait, I recognize that.
That doesn't sound peaceful to me, Isaac.
I mean,
Isaac would use sense the unseen.
All you can
Sees
see
anything?
is the aura that the place is haunted. It's even thicker on the inside than it was on the outside. It's like trying to see
Very
the
well.
fog through your cataracts.
Isaac would go ahead and I guess walk into the kitchen and look around.
The kitchen is rotten, with mould forming on the cracked and broken tiled floor. Wood lice scurry around the floor and walls. The metal sink lies atop a set of kitchen cabinets, embedded into a faux marble top. A dark, viscous brown liquid stains the metal bowl in the sink.
Just kind of looking around, I'm just gonna go, I don't know, Isaac, this place is pretty good for you.
I
Ricky will
think
say Ricky's going to poke her head in after and said, "It needs a thorough cleaning."
You should see where he's living at now.
Oh,
I mean, we were just talking half an hour ago about draping dirt into the haven.
yes, that's true, but they can be cleaned up. I think let's see here. Isaac would inspect the sink.
Resolve in occult difficulty 3, please.
Okay.
For us, see?
Yes.
Right.
All of a sudden, blood and guts start shooting out of the drain.
Oh, nice. Holy crap, Isaac.
Reinforcing his resolve to not be harmed by something he can barely perceive, let alone believe in, well, not in Isaac's case, they manage to pull their face away, and by pure instinct alone, let out a deep breath, steeling themselves from further harm. Just as he does so, a mauled, ravaged hand reaches out of the plug hole, attempting to grab him by the face, but fails.
Wasn't blood and guts, but close enough.
Wow.
Seems safe.
I think the sink is not that safe. Maybe stay away from the sink.
You don't say.
Ricky will jump back a couple of feet with her eyes wide and go, I was about to offer to help you clean your new place, Isaac, but I don't think I'll be doing that now.
Oh, I appreciate the thought. It's the thought that counts.
So let me guess. You make friends with that, and it does the fucking dishes for you. Did they answer me?
Don't think this place is safe for some reason.
You think?
For some reason.
Yeah, a hand suddenly coming out of a sink is kind of a good clue. It's there.
Well, Isaac, what all do you need to do here?
Oh, I'm just inspecting the property to see if it meets
Okay.
our standards.
And
Anything standing out to you at the moment?
Our standards.
Well, the sink was quite interesting. Yes, family hakat.
Don't
is that your family name, Isaac?
Yes, something like that.
That's his clan name. I just called him Death because he melted that dude. And he
Ricky
kind of
is-
likes dead things.
Ricky is hugging herself, and it's slightly obvious that she's asking mundane questions because she is somewhat disturbed.
In the kitchen, are there any other bugs or just the woodlouse?
Just various different tiny little bugs, wood lice, bugs that I don't know the name of.
Any parasitic bugs?
No,
Okay.
you're not in a swamp.
Probably cellar spiders.
Those
You
aren't
never know.
parasitic, though. I don't think.
All right. Guess if nothing else in the kitchen jumps out at him, Isaac would probably walk back into the maybe foyer and look around there some more.
Okay.
It jumps out at him literally.
You've got an open doorway and a closed double doorway.
Okay, I think Isaac would open the closed double doorway.
The door's open with a loud, piercing squeak. The hinges of the doors haven't been used in a very long time. The room is dilapidated. A two-seater couch, overturned and missing all its cushions, rests in the middle of the floor. An overturned lamp, missing a bulb, is lying on its side in a corner, and a broken mirror hangs crooked on one of the walls. The carpet, where there is carpet remaining, is burned and riddled with various insects.
The house does seem quite decayed. Isaac would walk in and look around. I think he'd inspect the mirror, see what he sees.
You hear Xavier just quip when you say that. Fitting.
I have to
When
ask,
you say decayed.
do you want to look around or do you want to go straight to the mirror?
I guess I'll look around.
Okay. Wits and
Ricky will-
investigation difficulty 2, please.
Hmm. Dun, 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 dun.
Doesn't the Hakata have ghost sweepers or something?
I mean, we do have various ways of dealing with spirits, yes.
They just come in with weed eaters and hold them up and wave them around.
You look around the room, and you see that it has not been lived in for quite some time. The only footprints, for instance, you can see are those that you've left behind. The mirror does stand out to you, as it emits a small hum of energy and seems to be calling to you.
I think Isaac would approach the mirror and inspect it. That's where the humming was coming from, right? Yeah.
Yes. You look into the mirror, and as Isaac watches into it, the walls and floor glow a white-blue light, almost burning his eyes out of their retinas as everything becomes obscured. The next moment, the house comes back to focus, but it is clean, lived in. He looks around and sees the couch up against the wall with all its cushions in place. A lampshade is standing up and turned on. A few pictures of a small family are on the wall, and a very old-fashioned TV set is sitting in the corner of the room. As Isaac looks around, they can see this is likely around the 60s, based on the decor and style of the TV. The wall to the back of the house has an open door frame showing the kitchen. As they turn and stare at it, they hear raised voices of a man and a woman in a very heated argument. The voices are distorted and unable to make out anything that is being said. A blurred, shadowed figure, slight of build, walks into the lounge from the kitchen. It seems the figure has their face in their hands, and the sounds of tears can be heard. As another figure, larger but far more distorted around its edges, follows the first shadow into the room. The larger shadow bears over the small one, and a more distorted shouting begins as the smaller shadow seems to turn and begin throwing its shadowed limbs around, hitting out the larger distorted shadow. The head strikes out, seeming to bite at the larger one. More distorted shouts occur, and Isaac is now looking through the eyes of the small shadow. His hands and arms flailing at the larger shadow. Strength and strength, difficulty 2, please, Isaac.
What?
Do we all see this or just Isaac?
Just Isaac.
Do we like? Does Isaac still look the same to us? Did
Isaac's just
Isaac
staring
change
into the
anything?
mirror like,
Okay.
I'll
Oof,
try to
Isaac.
do a willpower roll here.
okay.
That was bad.
That's better.
2.
The larger shadow backs away from them and walks into the kitchen. Moments later, the distorted large shadow returns from the kitchen with a large saucepan, holds it over its head, and brings it crashing down onto your face. Resolve and athletics difficulty 3, please.
Wonderful.
And Isaac's still sitting there, just like kind of.
Oh yeah, this is like, to you, this is done in an instant, but he's living it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was just gonna walk up and be like, Isaac. But if okay. Oof.
Okay, so you don't need to worry about the beast because that was a success. However,
Messy.
you're going to like this. You pull yourself out of the smaller shadow's vision, watching as the larger shadow brings the saucepan from over his head, crashing down upon the smaller shadow. As you watch the scene unfold, the beast inside you comes to the fro. You aren't sure if you want to taste all that sweet vitae you assume is now covering the room, or as the violence you witness makes you urge to defend the smaller shadow, or even if you wish you were the larger shadow. You just feel compelled by the scene. Mustering your resolve, you manage to quell the beast inside you, but with the urge having come to the front, you feel what was once human in you begin to ebb away. You take 1 humanity stain.
Okay.
What was that roll for Isaac? Resolve in what?
Dexterity. No athletics.
Wait, hold
His
on.
His resolve is high.
Yeah.
And Isaac
What
is
my-
now back.
I think
You all
I
right there,
rolled something
buddy?
wrong. Yeah. Sorry.
We-
Shiv, I think
we
I
broke
rolled
Isaac.
something wrong because
You
I
think you
clicked
did what?
resolve. I think I rolled something wrong. I'm not
You
sure
should
what
have,
I rolled. Resolve in something,
Resolve in
but I
athletics.
should have rolled. Yeah. Hold on. Let me try this.
He's just saying he rolled 8 dice, and it shouldn't be that high.
Because I have a high resolve, but no athletics.
Oh. Then
So
yeah, that was real bad.
I clicked resolve and I clicked something else.
Yeah,
Sorry.
if you click the trait first, it makes you pick another trait.
Yeah, I picked something.
You're going to be left with that humanity stain now, just for messing me
No,
around.
that's fine. That's fine.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's just a plain success. You managed to bring
Yeah.
yourself out of the shadow's vision, and only watch as a saucepan comes crashing down upon the smaller shadow's head. You watch as the shadow's head explodes before your eyes, and the virtually headless body comes crashing down to the floor. And now you're back. You're back in the room.
You all right there, buddy?
Yes, I'm on. I'm fine. I almost called you Isaac. That would have been foolish. It would seem that there was quite a violent confrontation in this room. There's one spirit was upset and afraid and fought off an attacker, and there's definitely a more malicious spirit in this house.
Like
Hmm.
Ricky will have come into the room and is looking back and forth between Isaac and the mirror. You saw something in the mirror then?
Not quite. It was more like the mirror had an imprint of the past. The room was beautiful. It looked immaculate back in the good old days, and there was a spirit, a figure. It came into the room crying. Another figure came after it. And then next thing I know, I saw it firsthand, and the aggressive spirit was on top of me. It was quite awful.
Ricky will have backed up against a wall listening to that, staring at the doctor. What do you mean aggressive?
Well, I felt as though I was forced to defend myself. There was a pan and some skull cracking. It was quite gruesome. But I feel if we we should probably try to exorcise the malign spirit, because I feel as though there's a benevolent spirit and a malign spirit in this house, but we should investigate further.
Wait, Isaac, say it.
Say what?
Say it, Isaac.
Oh,
We need to
I'm drawing-
exercise these
I know. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry.
demons.
We need to exercise these demons.
These demons. No, but really, what the fuck did you see? That's pretty fucked up.
Yes, Xavier. I told you what I saw. It was a vision of the past.
Yeah, a kerfuffle. You saw somebody get murdered, probably. Cool.
Yes, I believe so.
Like a burglar came into this house?
It felt more domestic. I believe there was probably some sort of argument. I don't know what was said.
So
Probably
you
more
said that
domestic.
you can exorcise this malign spirit, right? I assume it's that one. Yeah. It's right in my
That
ear.
happens.
I've never
Isaac?
tried, but I can certainly try.
Isaac, if
Come
he
on,
fucking
face
possesses me, I'll
palms.
haunt you for the rest of my fucking life. I swear to God.
That won't be necessary, Xavier. Don't worry.
As soon as Isaac says I've never tried, Amon facepalms hard enough you hear the ding of the metal.
Ricky will walk right over to the doctor with her, or to Isaac with her arms folded. Crouch down a little and look up at him. What do you mean, domestic?
It was difficult to see because the figures were blurred and shadowed and distorted. But there was a smaller figure that was clearly attacked by a larger figure, and the smaller figure defended itself. And I became the smaller figure, and I was forced to defend myself. My arms were flailing, and it was quite terrifying.
Literally sounds like you
Sounds it.
fighting.
Ricky's fists will clench and her teeth will grate. That sounds like you're describing a child defending themselves from an adult.
Oh, I don't know if the shadowed figure I saw was quite that small, but
Oh.
comparatively speaking, again, it was hard to see.
Yeah, judging from the ghost that we dealt with last week, you can't really tell much just by looking at him.
That's the truth.
Ricky will nod slowly, get up just as slowly, and walk out towards the door, just asking, "Where's the bedroom?"
Well,
Mhm.
I would imagine there's probably bedrooms upstairs.
We could ask the homeowner.
That
No, because
actually sounds like an excellent idea. Ricky will just walk out into the room, close her eyes, and ask quietly, "Where's your bedroom?"
We'll learn her.
Well, I don't speak ghost, do I? And Ricky will
Nope.
just stoically start walking towards the stairs.
Rhapsody's gonna follow.
Yeah, I think Isaac
I'll
would
make-
stick with the group as well.
Yeah, I'll make sure she doesn't get got, and I'll follow her.
I think Isaac
Xavier
might be
will
more
stay
interested in
downstairs.
checking out the last room that's left before going up the stairs.
Oh, yeah. If there's still a missing room.
Isaac heads into the room.
Ricky.
Oh,
sure. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
All right, fuck you then.
Ricky, I'm going to check out this this last room before I head upstairs.
Ricky stops
And
before
Isaac,
the stairs and nods and just quietly goes to follow Isaac.
would head towards the room.
Isaac heads into the final room downstairs. The remains of a family-sized dining room can be seen. A large window that looks out onto one of the main roads that run past the building somehow the glass inside the frame has managed to survive the unknown years of abandonment. The odd syringe can be found discarded on the old, partially blacked-out wooden floor, and the draft of cold air can be felt coming from between the warped floorboards that head straight upstairs.
Isaac would look around the room, and I believe he would head towards. You said a picture frame? Or
No,
did I
it's
mishear?
the window frame.
Oh, window frame. Okay. Yeah, I think Isaac would look around the room, see if he sees anything interesting.
Ricky's going to count how many chairs for the table.
2 chairs.
Resolve in what?
Resolve and occult difficulty 2, please.
Can I just mention that if anything jumps out at Isaac, I will blink over and pull him away from it?
Xavier will not do that because he's going to get what he deserves. Creepy little fuck. We'll be sure to nope the fuck out of this house if something happens.
A brief flash of blue and white light fills Isaac's retina. He's back, probably around the 70s in this time. The room is perfect. The dining room is laid out clean, a few family pictures here and there. The chairs are set and the table is set with a meal on it. But he can still hear shouting from upstairs. And then the blue and white light fills his retina, and he's back to the present day.
Oh, I had another vision, but it wasn't nearly as traumatic as the other one. Just a nice vision of the past, the room in its prime. It was quite nice.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and head upstairs.
Ricky will nod and start following the doctor in that direction. Only 2 chairs.
And perhaps 2 people lived here.
So who's leading up the stairs?
Probably Isaac. I'd assume Isaac, then Ricky, and then Amon.
I'm fine with that.
And Ropestone.
So Coterie head up the stairs, with Isaac leading the charge. They have to skip the odd one due to age and rock giving way under their weight. Isaac, as you're in front, could you please make a dexterity and athletics roll at difficulty 4, please?
Sure.
Oh no.
Dexterity athletics.
First game, and she already knows.
Yeah, right.
Also, that's my worst roll. So I'm glad it's not me.
Amon
Wait till you
should have
see
led
how
the
few dice
charge.
Isaac has.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh.
So Isaac, you're also going to be suffering from paranoia, I believe would be suitable.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man. I think before when I got the really amazing resolve roll, I accidentally did resolve. That's why it was so high.
Oops.
Yeah, and
Actually-
because Ricky's between me and Isaac, I can't reach out and help him.
Actually, you're going to suffer from the clan bane of morbidity.
Morbidity. Okay.
Yes. Until you have either
Good.
predicted a death or solved the case of a local one, you suffer 3 dice penalty to all your rolls.
Oh gosh.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
The guy that we need to roll high now has a dice penalty.
a paint can materializes out of the ether and hurtles straight at your face. Thanks to your keen sense of balance, a gift of all of Cain's children, you keep your balance, but suffer a horrible amount of pain as the paint can hits you square in the face. You look around, but the paint can has already disappeared as mysteriously as it had originally appeared. None of the other coterie members even noticed it, and you take 2 superficial damage.
And I would have that. Right? Yeah.
You take 2 superficial damage.
Okay.
That is halved.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Haven't you seen Home Alone? That stuff hurts.
I love that everyone got that
Ah.
reference.
That's quite painful. I
You're
don't
right up
want
there,
to
old
be hit in
man.
the face again.
Something hit you in the face?
In the face
Yes,
by
didn't
what?
you? The paint
No.
can.
Paint
Oh god.
can?
Yes,
What
it was
part of
white.
it?
Upstairs. You probably
Isaac
deserved
looks
it.
around. Isaac looks around. Well, I can't see it, but there was a paint can. I assure you.
I take your word
What?
for Isaac.
The more I stay in this house, the more it gets confusing.
Yeah, I just want to finish whatever we're supposed to do here and get out.
Wait,
Just get to bed.
Isaac is going to go ahead and activate tough.
Okay, do a rouse check for me,
What?
please.
Mhm.
Lovely.
There we go. So if he gets hit in the face again. All right. So I guess Isaac will continue up the stairs.
Okay. You make it to the top of the stairs without any more incidents occurring. There, on the landing, you can see the empty and rotten bathroom to your left, and a closed door, presumably, that leads into the bedroom.
You said you were interested in the bedroom. Perhaps this door leads to the bedroom.
Ricky will nod slowly. Only one. I'm glad.
Isaac will carefully open up the bedroom door.
The remains. Oh no, that's. You're skipping the bathroom, you're going straight to the bedroom?
Oh, if you think it would fall better if we went to the bathroom first, we could go there.
I check out the bathroom simply because it doesn't have a door in it, and I know what this group are like with doors.
Okay. Isaac will
On
head
the
over
left
to
side
the.
of the door.
Isaac will walk over to the hallway and look down to see where the bathroom door is open. He'll
There
say,
is no door in the
Let's take
bathroom.
a peek. Oh, where the doorway is open with no door. And Isaac would say, well, we can see in there. Let's go ahead and pop our head in. And Isaac will walk down towards the bathroom and I guess walk through the opening.
The remains of the bathroom show nothing but mould on the remains of what was once a white tile floor. The loo has been removed, but only a mark shown once it sat. The sink has the same brown sludge in its bowl, and the bath and the bath seems to be stained with blood so old it's caked onto the surface. Resting in the bottom of the bath lies an old-fashioned straight razor, complete with a blood-stained blade.
Oh, this looks a blood-stained blade. Do you think someone used this in the bathroom? A razor?
A very long time ago, yeah.
Isaac will go investigate the blood-stained razor.
Yep, automatic success. Sold. Blood on it. Plenty of blood on it. That's all you can get off it.
Bathtub's full of blood too?
It's got cake stains on it.
Right, okay.
Isaac,
Yes.
you say, and I believe you now, you can see spirits.
Not always, but sometimes, yes.
As Ricky will crouch down and hug her knees, staring at the blood in the bathtub. You realize what likely happened there.
Mhm.
It is possible someone may have used the razor to take their life, but it's hard to determine that, I believe. At least with something so old. I don't know if it was a successful attempt.
Ricky will nod slowly. So, unlike the living room and the dining room, there are no visions here for you.
I'm not sure yet. Let's see. There was also the sink, right?
Yeah. The sink has the same brown
think
sludge in it that the kitchen sink had.
I think Isaac will go ahead and look into the sink.
Resolve an occult difficulty 3, please.
Oh no.
I will say again that if
minus 3.
Yes.
Resolve.
I'm going to repeat that if anything tries to jump out at him, I will grab him and pull him away from it.
Ricky's just kind of off to the side outside the door, crouched
I'm
on the
gonna
floor,
do-
hugging her knees and staring in.
A willpower reroll.
Okay.
What difficulty was that?
3, right?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I thought. I was just double checking.
Lovely.
And that would be a messy critical. 4
He is correct.
and messy.
You look into the sink, and again, having not learned your lesson from the kitchen sink, you manage to just about get out of the way as another mauled hand reaches out from the sink and just misses pulling your face into the sink. Unfortunately, in your panic to move out of the way, you stumble over and fall over, knocking yourself quite harshly into the straight razor on the floor, and you take 4 superficial damage, halved to 2.
Ooh.
Everyone else can see that.
Everyone saw that.
Ricky just gets straight up.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I go over and I reach a hand out to help Isaac up, and I'm just like, dude, you gotta stop looking at the sinks.
Sorry.
No, don't baby him. He's the curious one. He'll learn.
Yes, but you never know with these things, Amon. I mean, it's not always the same. Even though it was a sink that looked like it was full of blood, it could have showed me something different. It's not the same sink.
Okay.
Ricky at this point has jumped back and is like leaning very frightened now against the hallway wall, staring in at them, swallowing and asking, "That's the second time it came out of the pipe."
Yeah, that was very shocking. Maybe let's not look down the bath sinkhole.
And
It's probably the only other hole in the house into the pipework.
Shiva, is there anything else we saw in the bathroom? The sink, the razor.
Just the bloodstains.
Oh,
Since-
Isaac,
yes, Ricky.
how, if someone died here in a great deal of pain, how do those spirits manifest?
Well, spiritual manifestations can differ, but usually, the wraith that can be formed is dependent on the method of death or the emotion felt when dying.
If that person took their life in the shower and their blood flowed into the drain, might the hands we've seen from the pipes be the person who took their life? Or do I see things that are not there?
I suppose it's a possibility. I haven't really been able to identify which spirit is responsible for the attacks from the sink. My instincts tell me it's probably the more aggressive of the two spirits, but it could be very well be whomever may have killed themselves within this bathtub.
Well,
If in fact
Isaac,
that's what happened.
if we're gonna let you live here, we might want to try and figure out how to get rid of the sink ghost.
Yes, certainly. I think I'd like to explore the rest of the house so I understand what all is happening here. But that certainly may be something we need to do,
Right.
especially if one of my family needs to wash their hands. We wouldn't want this happening to them.
Well, if I'm not mistaken,
Laughter
there's
is
one room
not
left.
exactly joyful now.
Yeah.
Drano, right? So I think Isaac would leave the bathroom and head towards the bedroom door.
Kayla would be really useful right now. He could probably just talk to one of these ghosts without us going through this circus.
Knowing Kayla,
let's
he's
talk
probably
to
here
him.
talking to some of these ghosts.
Got a really good point, actually. Actually, you know what? I wonder if his ghost is here.
I'm sorry about the.
The door slowly opens
Nice.
to a completely dark room. Just before you manage to even reach out and turn the handle, each member of the coterie cautiously enters the room. The room is completely pitch black, and only after each member of the coterie finally enters the room do they hear the sudden slam of the bedroom door. A flash of blue-white light overwhelms every single one of them, and their senses are overwhelmed for a moment before witnessing a room clean and lived in. A bedside cabinet with a
Oh
lamp on it
no.
provides light as a small distorted shadow sits up in the bed, seeming to talk to someone out of sight from the group. The voices get louder and louder until the coterie can hear a distorted and almost faraway door open and slam behind them. A larger, darker figure, seeming to flicker in and out of existence, stomps into the room. It flails what appears to be arms around as it paces from point to point. Distorted, unintelligible shouts and screams can be heard coming from both figures until suddenly the larger one seems to attack the figure sat up in bed. It places its large, flashing arms up and seems to have its hands around the smaller figure's neck. Distorted choking noises are heard around the room, when suddenly the smaller figure lets out a blood-curdling, high-pitched scream. A coterie can make out 4 large, sharp fangs in the smaller shadow's mouth. The larger figure backs off, and the smaller shadow leaps off the bed right on top of the larger figure. The two shadows begin to fight. Distorted noises of pain can be heard as the two scuffle. The coterie can't see any of the details between the two shadows until finally the two part. The larger shadow seems to grab a nearby wooden stool as the small figure once more leaps onto the larger one. The room fills once more with the same white-blue light, and the coterie find themselves in the room at night. The room is completely abandoned, torn, and rotten curtains hang on the railings over the windows. Several dried bloodstains cover the exposed floorboards. On the back wall, among the exposed brickwork of the wall, is a corpse half melted into the wall. Bone and muscle rest upon the desiccated corpse, with its right clawed hand reaching out towards the bedroom door, its open jaws bearing 4 fangs as if screaming in pain or rage.
Well, I think I found. I think we found it.
You think?
That was an experience. Didn't really want to, but oh well.
Isaac,
Yes, that was much like the other visions.
are they asking us to solve this case for them?
I believe so. And if you all saw what I saw, it looked as though the smaller figure was defending itself, and then it was it Kindred, and then a jumped one on the attacker and bit. Is that what everyone else saw, or did you interpret it
Yeah.
a different way?
No,
No.
that's
That's how I interpreted it.
They had fangs. Like, and Ricky will reach up and touch her mouth.
Shiver. I'll look around the room specifically just to see if I can see where in the room, if the kerfuffle happened anywhere else, if there just happens to be anything.
Resolve an occult difficulty 4, please.
Just to look around the room. Sure, not awareness.
Resolve an occult difficulty 4, please.
You told us to ask you if we thought it would be something else.
I know.
So to look around the room, resolve an occult. 1.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Xavier hears a voice, calling, almost singing to them, compelling him closer to the skeleton. The ethereal voice is beautiful, and the overwhelming compulsion to be closer to the skeleton lures him in like a siren catching its prey. Xavier isn't even aware of his own body as he slowly begins walking towards the skeleton, holding up his hand to meet the skeleton slowly clasping his own hand in its hand, when suddenly the hand pulls shut on him. Xavier is pulled closer into the skeleton, and suddenly he has begun to be fed up on. You lose 1 hunger.
I'm at 5.
You're at 5 now? Then you need to do a hunger frenzy test, please.
Yes, I do.
Ooh, goody gumdrops.
Just a frenzy, right?
Yep.
This is me sitting here waiting for you all to be like, no, stop. But here we
Well,
are.
yeah, I was waiting for a shiver to finish because I
For
had a feeling he
frenzy
wasn't going
restraint.
to let me
Yep, that's
interrupt it.
You're fine. In a way.
I try and pull.
Hang on.
I immediately.
Hang on.
Okay.
The skeleton lets out a short, sharp scream. Pulls itself out of the wall like a shambling corpse, with blood dripping off its fangs and both arms outstretched. It throws Xavier to one side and lets out a throaty, guttural single sentence. Hunger, feed, blood, and charges straight at the coterie. Probably Isaac in this instance. Congratulations, Isaac, you're going to get hurt again.
For the
At
third
least
time
I'm
today.
ready for it.
Yeah, that's true.
The skeletal
This thing jumped. Okay.
The skeletal remains start sweeping long, clawed hands at Isaac, desperately trying to hurt him or bring him into them for a feeding. How would you like to respond, Isaac?
I believe Isaac would try punching it.
Okay. Brawl and strength, please.
I'll show you a thing or two.
Good luck with that.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's what that is. Amazing.
You take 6 superficial damage, half to 3.
Okay, hold on real quick.
Isaac puts up his
So
jukes.
6 total? Okay.
No, 3 total.
3 total, because it's
Wait,
halved.
but I've got the fortitude thing, so I'm -2, then half. 4,
Ah, gotcha.
half, 2.
Right.
Okay.
Isaac puts up his jukes, like a boxer from the 1930s. Unfortunately, it's nothing anywhere near enough to withstand the onslaught of the White's constant attacks, clawing at him, punching at him, desperately trying to sink its fangs into his flesh. Who'd like to take the White?
I try and attack it to get it off of Isaac.
Okay. What are you going to do?
I have my swords out. I'll slash at it.
Melee and strength, please.
By the way, congratulations on jump scaring me in a tabletop RPG.
Can we call him Charlie so Xavier can be a "You bit me, Charlie"? Ow, Charlie, you bit me.
Armon walks in, getting all cocky after having killed the werewolf before, starts swiping away at the frenzied White, desperately trying to eat, claw, and kill Isaac. Unfortunately, Armon's successfully elegant swiping of his swords are nothing compared to the White's ability to move out of the way of every single swipe.
I just yell. I'm like, Xavier. Oh wait, no, Xavier's in here. I
I'm on the
forgot.
floor grabbing my knees.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm not yelling anything. I totally forgot. I was gonna be like, Xavier, help!
So
I
that
won't
leaves
get
us
up.
with Dr. Boyer, Ricky, and Rhapsody.
Ricky can go.
Yep.
So Ricky, already quite terrified, frustrated, and very angry at this point, just yells out, "Stay the fuck away from them!" And very inadvisably charges forward, trying to use her newfound claws.
Show me feral claws, please.
How do I show you that?
It should be the
Descriptive.
whatever discipline
do it.
it's under. Yeah, there you go.
We're popping
Oh, there
Baby
it is.
Vampire's first combat, Jerry.
Yes.
Yay!
+2. Okay.
And what a thing to fight to.
I need you to do for me, please, brawl and strength, and you'll get a +1 modifier.
So I think I can click this
Oh,
and
that's
then
right. I
put a
forgot. I
1
have
in the
disciplines.
modifier. And then I already have that set to strength and brawl, so that should do that.
Ricky leaps in. Oh no, you get okay. So that's actually a success because you get +2. Yeah, so you get +2 modifier to your damage. So you've done 5 against the white's 5. So you've actually done 1 piece of damage to it.
Nice.
Ricky leaps in, claws out, savagely, ferociously attacking at the white. The white barely has enough time to turn, look, and react, just trying desperately to dodge the passionate attacks of Ricky. Unfortunately, in the scuffle, the white gets damaged, with scratch marks starting to form upon the white's body. Dr.
Can you imagine
Boyer,
how much
Rhapsody?
health this thing probably has?
Well, the doctor probably takes his cane and pull out his sword of it and attacks.
Melee, strength, please. Oh, +2 modifier, in
Yep.
fact. My fault. Please
Oh, yeah,
re-roll with
that's
+2 modifier.
Yeah.
And the white
What
has a
for?
-2 modifier.
What for? Just
Because
out
it's
of
the
curiosity.
1, 2, 3rd time it's been attacked in close combat.
Ah, right.
Oh,
Dr. Boyer takes his cane like he's some sort of Japanese manga warrior, forces it out, charges with the blade hanging over his head, strikes out in what he thinks are elegant movements reminiscent of a samurai, desperately trying to stab the undead body that's attacking his comrades. Unfortunately, he hobbles over a bit too slowly, and, in reality, he fumbles around a lot, with the white just barely looking at him, tilting its head, and focusing still on attacking and trying to eat Isaac. Which takes us to Rhapsody.
I'm going to take that gun that I borrowed and fire at the white.
I think firearms and dexterity will do. Difficulty 2, please.
Oh, god damn it.
Ooh,
Nice. Oh, that's for the white. That's
Oh
bad.
shit!
Ow.
Rhapsody
Oh,
takes the
crap.
pistol out of its holster, holds it properly, takes very careful
Did
aim
you
at the white.
subtract from the white, or is it different because it's a gun?
It's a gun.
Okay. Just checking.
Takes aim at the white. Unfortunately, as he opens fire, carefully aiming and not trying to hit anyone else, the white moves like some sort of super fast agent able to skillfully dodge every single bullet laid out at it. Which takes us to the second round.
Who goes first? What was
So the white
turn? Yeah.
is... The white's going to take on Armon, as Armon has got two great big shiny swords. And they're rather intimidating.
I will try and counter attack, parry, or whatever it's called.
Melee and strength then, please.
Wait. Nope.
So you're going to also be suffering from the rebellion compulsion.
Cool.
You take a stand against whatever or whoever you see as the status quo until you go against orders or expectations, perceived or real. You receive a 2 dice penalty to all your rolls.
Okay.
You take 1
And how
superficial
much?
damage.
Yeah.
The white turns its head with its empty sockets, almost staring through Armon as it advances upon him, leaping upon him as it gets closer, desperately trying to sink fangs, claws, anything it can get a hold of into Armon. Armon fails to be able to deflect any of the blows directed at him, and unfortunately gets hit and clawed. Who's next?
Thank me.
Okay, Xavier?
Can I use 2 powers at once in a turn? If
It
one I think
Depends
they're
on what
both
they are,
free,
but yes.
Can I blink in and grab his hair and pull it back and brutal feed?
Does it have hair?
Potentially. If it doesn't have
it
hair,
doesn't,
it can at
I-
least grab its skull or something.
Yeah.
So in that case, you're
Yeah,
going
I
to
think you
need
can
to
blink
do a brawl and strength roll.
I love that Xavier did exactly what I thought he was going to do.
I'm leaving it.
Ooh, nice.
I don't even have brutal feet yet.
The white
'Cause
wins.
I could do with. Wait, what?
Does?
How?
Because he's doing a directed attack. Directed attacks work in reverse.
Oh, because he specified a target. Like he's yeah.
So he only has 2 successes.
I forgot that that's how this works.
Doesn't the white have you probably have already the -4. Yeah, never mind.
It would just be -2 anyway, because it's the round started over. It's a new round.
Xavier charges in, his fangs to bear, attempts to clamp on to the white and sink his teeth in to drain it of its vitae. Unfortunately, the white sees the attack coming, dodges out of the way, leaving Xavier mighty pissed off. You can see it on his
Very
face. Next.
That's my turn.
I think Isaac would probably try to take a few steps back and heal.
Hmm.
Okay. Do a rouse check for me, please. Gain a hunger.
Ooh. Yikes.
Next.
We're all gonna feed on each other until we're all dead.
I'm gonna
Maybe.
try to extinguish the blood in the white.
Ooh, show me extinguish vitae.
Ooh.
I don't know what this is, but it sounds cool.
It's
I'm not sure
it's
it's
the
gonna work.
reverse
Oh, I do
Isaac.
try.
Okay, do a rouse check for me, please. And could you roll for me blood sorcery and intelligence?
You
Then
can
I'm
re-roll
gonna
3 of
reroll.
those. Yeah.
You can re-roll up to 3 if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Okay. So you can slake 2 of your hunger, I believe.
No, I'm not stealing the blood. I destroy the blood.
Oh, you're destroying the blood. Okay. Next. Ricky or Rhapsody, I believe.
Ricky is still very much so in fight or flight. She just goes straight, probably circled around, try to get behind it by this point, attack it again.
All
Maybe
right.
even try to jump on it if she can.
Brawl, strength with +2 modifier. Oh, it's looking good.
Why are you not opening the thing?
If
Oh,
it's not
hitting the
open,
wrong
you
button.
might want to reload. Oh.
I popped it out, and then it doesn't seem to want to roll after I pop something out.
Oh, it's because in the main roll 20 window, there will be a modifiers box. It'll
Oh,
pop
I
up.
see what it did.
Mm-hmm. I've done that a few times.
And then canceled that.
Damn, Ricky.
Where I accidentally did it again.
Ricky manages to maneuver behind the white that's beginning to suffer and scream a little bit, taking out his claws. Taking out her claws, against the white's claws, sinking them deep inside of the white's flesh, it letting out screams of pain as Ricky just lunges forth with all of her power and might, scraping off bits of flesh, throwing bits of sinew off her body. Rhapsody?
No.
Rhapsody's going to circle around until she can get a shot and fire.
Dexterity, firearms, difficulty 2, please. You can re-roll 2
You can
if you'd
re-roll
like.
both of those. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll
if you
reroll
the
2.
5 and 4.
No, the 5 and 3. You're looking at the wrong roll.
If
I
that was a
looking at
decimal,
the
it would be 3/5.
White. Yeah, 3 and 5.
A fraction.
Do you know how to do the willpower reroll, right?
Yep.
Okay, that goes to you. Rhapsody takes a pose, aims very carefully at the white, being sure not to hit Ricky or any of the other comrades in arms. Carefully fires off a single shot, hitting the white right in the side of the ear, blowing the white's head into tiny little bitty pieces. It falls to its knees and crumbles into dust.
Amon falls on his ass. And he's just like, that's not what I was expecting tonight.
As the figure falls, it lets out a short scream of pain. Up here amongst yourselves while I go to the loo. You can sort this out, I'm sure.
I mean, Xavier's still at 5
look-
hunger. I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Rhapsody just takes some deep breaths because that was a bit more than Rhapsody was used to. Jeez, that's that was unexpected.
I just look
Isaac
over at
is-
Xavier and I go, man, the newbies really showed us up tonight.
Ricky is standing behind the pile of ashes, still with her arms outstretched, still with her claws out, with her eyes shining bright red, breathing very hard, and asking very, very loudly, "What the fuck was that thing?"
I have no idea.
Oh,
I've no
Isaac is like slashed up and looking quite horrible. And he's kind of baring his teeth and trying to like keep back his hunger a bit. That's what happens if you lose yourself to the beast
Oh,
completely.
Ricky will look between the ashes, and then Isaac start to say, "I could become." Isaac, are you all right?
No, that creature, it hurt me a lot, and I'm quite hungry.
yeah, I am too.
That's the second time. Nobody cares. I told you to stop doing that.
Ricky will look over
Isaac.
at Xavier's. Go.
Isaac, who told you about this place?
It came up in my research looking for a home.
Okay.
Suppose
Maybe
I
you
should
should
home.
research. Yeah, you should research a little harder next time.
Maybe next
home
time
for
I
us.
should. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
A home for Hakata?
Yes, a home for Hakata. I suppose, in hindsight, I probably should have contacted a real estate agent instead of trying to find a home of my own.
Ricky will shake her head, look to Isaac, look to the others, and then look and realize and that Xavier is probably still doing how Xavier is, and go to look at him all in a panic, going, "Xavier, are you all right?"
Hungry, annoyed. I
Mhm.
look at Isaac.
Xavier, do you need any blood?
We all do.
Mhm.
Where? How?
Isaac, do you think we can leave now?
Other than the white, does Isaac see anything in the room?
Sure.
Where are you going?
Oh, other than the, I guess, the white, does Isaac see anything in the room of interest?
Nope.
Looking around? No. Well, I suppose we should probably head out and try to get a bite to eat. Does that sound good with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
A little weird when you say it like that. Sure.
I think Isaac will start limping out.
Do you team need any help?
Yeah,
With
Isaac.
what?
Anything?
Are you?
You? That creature just fed on you. Isaac got clawed to hell, and you're just going to go out for a bite to eat.
The fuck do you think
Yeah.
we're gonna do? You gonna pour some I don't know, rubbing alcohol on it, rub it down with the band-aid? You got a lot to learn. Let's go.
The doctor, at this point, has a quick flash of something in his mind's eye. He sees it, only for a brief moment, but knows that the Coterie should go and look into it. The doctor wants the Coterie to go to Frenchay Road Bridge. He knows there's something very important there for them to find. More important than feeding.
Isn't that the bridge?
Maria died at.
Maria died at?
No.
No. Guys, there's this place we need to go
God.
right now. I kind of
course.
had
Right now.
I had insight. It's not like before, Savior.
What about?
I have
He's just staring
I
at you
have-
disapprovingly.
I have a gut feeling we need to be at yeah,
Frenchay Road Bridge.
French yeah, easy for you to say.
I'm going and waiting in the car then. Isaac, do you need any help? You're pretty torn up.
I would appreciate that, Amon, if you don't mind me
Oh.
bleeding all over you.
I don't care, dude.
Okay. I think Isaac would lean on Amon as he walks.
This place, do I have any knowledge of it from before?
No. You just know it's a place in Oxford. It runs alongside a river with a small wooded area next to it. It is in Camarilla territory.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
So shall I drive, or are you fine, Amon?
I'm good, yeah. I mean, it hit me, but not very hard.
Ricky and Rhapsody are the last ones in the room.
Yeah, Isaac and I would have gone to the car.
I would have followed.
I would have followed.
The
So Ricky
Coterie,
is the last.
the Coterie head down into the vehicle. Dr. Boyer, you said you were driving, right?
I'll let Amon drive since it's his car, but I kind of direct him to a place, to that address.
Okay. The car goes along in complete silence, mostly out of pain and hunger, until finally they park up. They find a parking spot just off the side from the road. Doctor, following his instincts from his earlier vision, allows himself and the beast inside to guide him. He leads the group down, beside the river, off the road, follows the stone and dirt path for a short while, and proceeds, on his own, into the bushes. He finds small pieces of flesh thrown around the area. On first inspection, the site is almost fairly clean of any blood, but there is the smell of freshly drawn vitae lingering in the air.
Freshly drawn.
Look, does it look like a Ripper murder? Looks like the Ripper struck again. But hey, we found it before Camarilla did, so we get to investigate a bit more than they usually let us.
So
Ripper?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, there's somebody going around murdering people, and we're trying to figure out who it is.
Look, long story short, you know the real Ripper?
Jack the Ripper.
Yes. This is a different one. Super fucking old. Actually, it might be the same guy. We really don't know. But yeah, we keep getting sent to these places to try to figure out who the fuck it is. And surprise, we don't know who the fuck it is. So
I'll start looking around.
Start looking around for clues for the on the body. It's kind of this is something we haven't had before. Is the kind of intact spots of murder. So I'll start kind of
Could you do for me,
investigating.
please? Wits and investigation, difficulty 2, please. You find a pile of blackened ash.
I'll notify the others. Can you summon a spirit from the ashes, Isaac?
The ashes are irrelevant if I know who I'm summoning and I have their likeness or name and object of great importance to their spirit.
You
I
told
can
us.
summon them.
No, yeah. Doctor, how good is your memory?
Well, in regards that we have been fighting, I'm a bit jumbled, so my memory is.
Okay. The very first scene we went to when we started investigating this thing, where we found that the handle of the dagger, we found ashes. Remember?
We did.
Ricky will have walked over somewhere beside the doctor and crouched down to look at everything and just ask, "So, those ashes, is that what happens when we die?"
If you're alone for long enough, yeah.
I'm curious now. Isaac, you may have some insight on this, but if a kindred is attacked and not outright killed, but mutilated to the point where it can't move and the sun comes up, is this what happened?
Well, potentially the I'd imagine the ashes can either happen if a kindred meets the sun, as you described, or perhaps if it was old enough that when time caught up to it after its death, or final death, I should say, that it turned to nothing but ash.
My next premonition is, did the cult do this? Did another cult do this? Is it the Gaki? Or is the Inquisition here?
Armon, you said you were looking around too?
Yes.
Wits and investigation, difficulty 2, please.
I really need to up my wits or investigation.
I know it's
or
a
something.
long list of who did it, but this is where we're at.
We got
Should,
ourselves a real whodunit.
Should Ricky make a roll while she's just looking over everything the doctor's looking at? Eyes, no hands.
Being hungry sucks.
Ricky, wits and investigation, please, difficulty 2.
So, click on the wits one first.
No, click on
No.
investigation, then wits.
Investigation.
Always the skill first.
Mm-hmm.
difficulty 2, do I put that in the modifiers or that
Nope.
mean anything?
No.
You just roll.
0 modifiers.
You can
You
re-roll
can
3 if
reroll
you'd like.
2 of those.
2, yes, you're
2.
right.
All right. Why not? That it costs a willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Hit willpower reroll.
Mm-hmm.
WP reroll, yep.
And then change the 3 in that box to a 2.
Nope.
And tonight's been a real night, isn't it?
So there were some remains of a victim.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tick that box.
Resolve blood sorcery, difficulty 3, please. Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
Is that
Blood
enough?
potency greater than the doctor's, but not
Are
to
you
a
not
particularly
entertained?
large extent. Generation 9 to 11 did not commit diablerie.
Well, I kind of rumble and say this aloud while I kind of taste. It's like I take a piece of blood and taste it and rumbles and nice. Yeah, kind of like if I had tasted the wine. No, yes, nice aftertaste.
Doctor,
I like.
the pageantry does nothing for us.
Does he always do this?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
You kind of see me kind of being put out. Kind of, what? It doesn't.
I
No,
think
we
it's
don't care if it's bad or
Um,
good. We literally
I
just
do.
need to know what it is.
I kind of. Yes. Well, I kind of reiterate what I learned. So
interesting. Shiv, there's a fresh corpse here, right?
No, only bits.
Little
Fresh,
giblets.
fresh scene, I guess.
Yeah, fresh scene. Well, there's some interesting information regarding, I guess the blood of whatever this kindred was. That's good to know, Doctor. And
Did
Shiv,
you
I
say?
think,
Did you say no diablerie?
no stains of others.
Just
Isaac
looking
was
around.
asking-
Cedra, thank God.
see if there's anything near some of the bits.
Wits and investigation, difficulty 2, please.
Alrighty.
As you drip your own blood everywhere.
Yes.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Limping along, holding himself. I'm going to investigate this scene no matter what. Oh, wait, hold on.
That's good.
Am I still suffering from my?
Nope, you had scene change, you're fine.
Okay,
You
that's
find the
fine
body
then.
of a dead rat.
Nailed it.
Out of a dead rat.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac will. Is it a freshly dead rat or?
Yeah.
Shiver,
as
does
fresh
as
the
it
rat
will-
look familiar? Shiver, does
Yeah.
the rat look familiar?
Yes.
Isaac will look around, and then he'll try to feed off of the dead rat.
Okay, I'll let you have that. Slake one hunger, please.
Was the does the rat look familiar? Yes, in jest, Or
No.
are you serious?
Yes, I am serious.
You just kind of hear Amon whisper, "Don't tell me they got chuckles too."
And
Come on,
when
wits and
Isaac
investigation, please.
Yeah, Xavier's with you.
Wonderful. The beast wells up inside of you. You frantically look around in an urge of paranoia. You take one humanity stain. However,
Okay.
you find a Nosferatu calling card, a very old-fashioned torn and raggedy jacket, like something from the early 19th century, a small piece of torn paper. It seems to have been used as a draft for a speech or letter header or even a book. The name Charles Reese Pemberton is visible. You also
Yep,
find
they got.
a small envelope, empty, that has been opened and has one word on the front: Chuckles.
Yep, they got
we
chuckles
need
too.
we need to call Pandora now.
Is there a telephone box nearby?
Nope.
No. Well, then I don't know what to do.
Xavier's too hungry and frustrated to bring his phone out, so
Isaac would like make sure his face is clean a little bit and like, I found this rat. It was exsanguinated when I found it.
you know, I didn't
Uh,
like that fucking guy, but oh god.
Yeah,
well,
this is bad.
Because
I was
if
gonna.
whatever killed him was strong.
Yep.
I kind of
And
go
it's-
go around and try to find lost these little pieces of things. But I kind of, I think you found everything now.
So we're here because something killed a vampire.
It's a long
This
story.
wasn't just any vampire either. This guy was pretty up there.
Chuckles the Archon?
Primogen.
He was a Primogen? Oh fuck.
Nosferatu.
Primogen?
Yeah, like
Yeah, it is.
Ruling council of the Camarilla.
Wait, you said this is Chuckles? Wasn't he the
fuck, I gotta tell Harry.
Nosferatu
Oh god. I gotta tell Harry.
I met when I first met the Coterie? He was with us, right?
Yes, the night the
The night I was introduced. He was with us, if I'm not mistaken.
the night that Amon and I were pulled out of the SUV. Chuckles was there.
Yes.
The night we had the box with the page of Nod. Yes.
Yes. Do you think the pile of ashes is him?
We can keep him. I don't know if there's a way to test him. Well, I mean, there's probably a way to test him, but I don't know if it's
I'm
useful
not
for
sure.
us.
I think it would be useful to bring them just in case someone more knowledgeable than us has a way.
Yeah, absolutely. This sucks. All right, well, gather everything you can. Let's get back to the car.
I don't. Would the doctor have anything to scoop some ashes into?
Nope.
No. Yeah. I think Isaac will go check Amon's car to see if he has any cups or jars or something like that. Because
Yeah, you'll probably find something.
I mean, Isaac.
He likes to
Okay.
pee in his car
We'll
after
take-
all.
It's true.
What?
This is a known fact, especially when he's not here to defend it. So Isaac would grab a clean, empty cup that hasn't been used yet, and he'll scoop some ashes into it. Let me make a note.
We
Oh,
should go to the. We should go and call. We need to call one of the deputies or Pandora
Let's
or
let
something.
Pandora take care of that.
Probably got enough time for a call to Pandora if you want.
Okay.
If we have a phone, I
If
think I'm the
someone
only one
has
with a phone, and Xavier is way too hungry and annoyed to fucking pull out his phone and do Blush of Life.
That's
That's
fair.
probably a good thing because you would need to do a friends check if you did.
Right. Don't want to
Hmm.
break my phone
Don't-
yet.
Don't you have a
Thank you.
phone, Ricky?
Not on me, but she reaches into her pocket and pulls out the stylus that she got for her tablet, which is probably still in her room back in her suite, and just passes the stylus to Xavier.
Fuck's this for?
It's a conductive stylus. You can use it to touch the screen.
He grumbles and dials Pandora and puts her on speakerphone.
Meanwhile, in Elysium, one of the many kindred bring a landline over to Pandora. Two calls in one night. How special am I?
Hey Pandora.
You're on speakerphone.
Joyful.
Um,
Thank you for the
not
warning, though,
really.
Xavier.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you're being facetious when you say joyful evening, but we just discovered something that is less than so.
Stop beating around the bush. Tell her.
We found another Ripper scene, and we figured out who it was.
You figured out who the Ripper is?
No, who the victim was.
Go on.
It was Chuckles.
Fuck.
Yep.
This is going to be wonderful news to have to pass on.
We have
My
his ashes. Do
apologies.
you want them?
Do whatever you want with them.